All right, we are going to get started.
Get an ad.
All right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. Cool. So, nothing new happened yesterday except that I didn't hold true to my word. I did not stream until I finished the Bahamut Raids. There was so much talking. I'm surprised I can talk today with how much of the story I read out loud yesterday. Wow, that's the highest I've seen the queue in a while. 19. I got some mango bubble tea. That's good. So while we're logging in, layout for today. We are doing the Bahamut Raids. Then we are doing a recap video of A Realm Reborn. And if I'm feeling up for it, after that recap video, which is about an hour and a half long, which is about an hour and a half long, we will potentially work on the event. I'm not going to jump into Heaven's Word today. We're going to jump into that tomorrow.
And you get to watch the really cool intro video.
Yes, I do. So we are going to jump into it. I have to go up here. Unrestricted party. What were we on? Do you remember? Were we on 2?
Second coil.
You mean the final coil turn 2?
Correct.
Yeah, we're gonna jump right into it.
Yeah, let's get rid of this.
We are gonna raffle stomp this one because we got stuck on it last night. Now, for reference, we are doing these. We are doing these. Unrestricted. So that I am not worrying. I'm not gonna have to do shit, am I?
No.
So we're doing this so I can actually like kind of experience the raids, stuff like that. I've already experienced all of this yesterday at like 11:30 p.m. So I'm hopeful that we're only gonna have to spend like 1 or 2 hours doing the raids here.
I wonder if you can take a side by yourself.
I can.
Okay, take the other side.
Okay, done. But at what cost?
I was going to say, I'm like quite worried. There's a lot more enemies over there.
Oh wait, where do I have to go? On this?
I just had. Yeah, there's only one way you can go. Yeah, take the jump.
Got it.
Oh, another ad.
Not seeing that on my end. I think that's on your end.
It's on my end.
No, like Twitch alerts me when there's an ad. So I got 2 hits in. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And cutscene. Am I reading them out loud or reading in my head?
I think you're reading them out loud.
Why, this looks like a model of Dalamud, yes. For millennia, Bahamut must have gazed at the sun-changing view. Trapped inside a prison that was scarcely large enough to contain him, unable to move, denied the release of death, how his hatred for man must have burned.
Man was put in a hamster ball.
Yeah, literally. And that hatred found an ideal vessel in Nel Van Darnus. In many ways, Bahamut is to be pitied, not loathed, but knowing the true extent of his fury, I am more convinced than ever of the necessity of our endeavor. Man, I've been talking all day at work.
That's okay, you don't have to talk. You don't have to fix it.
Besides, he is not the only soul that cries out for vengeance. I'm not going to read out loud. You guys can read on your own. The last 2. This is the second last turn for Bahamut. I'm not even asking if you're ready. I just know you are.
Well,
you weren't ready.
Gods, he is almost whole again.
Worst cutscenes. Sorry, after 4 hours of no voiced cutscenes, this is heaven.
that's why
Some
I
would
told you
say
to
it's
wait
heaven's word.
because I know these last 2 are the good ones.
Whoa. Also, sorry about my cough. It's really...
I can scarce imagine how grandfather stood against such a monstrosity.
This cannot be allowed to proceed any further. Let us disable the coil and move on. Grandfather? No, that man is dead. I will not dishonor my beloved grandsire's memory by calling you such. You are but his twisted shape, the thrall of a mad primer.
You were foolish to disregard my warning, child. Are you so convinced of your own righteousness?
No.
'Tis the rightness of our path that led us to return. Eorzea will never be safe whilst Bahamut remains to threaten all we hold dear. What of the hero who gave his life in defense of the realm? Do you truly dispute the justice of our cause?
My poor, ignorant grandchildren. Your world is shaped by naught but recent conflict. Listen, and I will speak to you of justice. 'Twas in the twilight of the third astral era. The southern land of Mericidia suffered invasion at the hands of the Alagon Empire. With no atrocity too depraved for their purpose, the forces of Alec were unstoppable in their advance. Desperate for salvation, the dragons prayed to one of their first brood, to their ancestor Bahamut. Infused by the power of their fervent supplications, Bahamut arose from the abyss of death and took wing as the Mericidians' newborn god.
Kind of looks like a cyborg.
My headphones are already gonna die.
Dude.
Yet this
Really?
great miracle
Yes.
would only serve to further the maniacal designs of the
Ah.
dragon's imperial conquerors. The cruel fetters which bind my lord stand testament to the Alagon's boundless greed and hubris. I once summoned the 12 in an attempt to forestall the advent of the 7th Umbral Era.
I'm not comfy. I'm gonna go grab some.
What then did the dragons of Mericidia do that I did not? Wherefore are they accursed and I exalted? 'Tis man's overweening belief in his own primacy that blinds him to the commonness of his condition and the truth of his own tyranny. As long as man is suffered to remain, the dragons shall never be at peace. Only when the plague of people has been expunged shall the children of Lord Bahamut be free. Then shall the world know true justice.
Stop it! Grandfather would never say such things. His belief that people were worth saving never faltered. He had faith in their strength, that they could stand together and push back against the darkness seeking to shape them.
A false hope. 'Tis folly to place one's faith in so flawed a race. Stand together? Huh? They would first need to agree on which direction to face. If history teaches us anything, it is that man cannot find common ground between his own 2 feet.
Just realized I could turn this on and then I'm fine.
Even you, twins whose veins run with the same blood, struggle to fathom each other's reasoning. You hide your differing agendas behind the convenient banner of Eorzea's salvation.
They're twins.
Obvious self-interest.
I had no
You truly
idea.
claim no kinship with the Alagon. And though I hope they might bring you closer, 'twould seem that the twin grimoires I bestowed upon you were a wasted gesture.
There may well be truth in your judgment of Alize and me, but such a one-sided tirade bemoaning the evils of man rings false, coming from the lips of Archon Louisoix. Tell me, do you champion the cause of dragons because Bahamut compels you as his thrall? Or is it because you yourself have transcended the limits of man's existence?
Ah, so the possibility did not escape your notice.
Oh, Alice was like, wait, what?
Prayed for, what I have become. These are the keys that unlock the truth behind Eorzea's rebirth.
I don't like this.
If you would have them, then you must needs take them by force. Come.
I'm gonna have to fight him, aren't I? I'm gonna have to fight him. Oh no. He just turned into like a blue phoenix? Yo, that's kind of dope.
Not a blue phoenix.
Okay, yeah, red with blue, okay?
He has become
Turned
a
into
pearl.
the phoenix.
Oh.
It is difficult, I know, but you must accept it. That entity is no phantom or imposter. It is our beloved grandsire.
Kinda ugly. Wait, let me get this on you. Okay, let me know if you are good.
Yep.
Okay.
We have to make sure to get rid of all the ads ASAP.
I am.
Oh, I don't have tank stance on.
What's this?
It's been a while.
That was insta-death for me. What the heck?
That was. I don't think I can die so easily. What do you want me to do?
What the heck happened?
We might have just done enough damage to kill you instantly. I don't know how long it'll take for him to kill me.
Uh. I'm curious what happens if you don't kill the Banu right away.
Pretty sure that when Flames of Unforgiveness comes out, yeah, it insta-kills you.
Okay.
Maybe we just didn't kill him fast enough. The beating.
Maybe. You keep your eyes on Phoenix, and I will deal with the Banus and everything else, okay?
Shouldn't be too difficult to... No, he just does more than your full amount of HP.
He does.
Yeah.
Well,
But I have an idea.
damn.
I have an idea.
Okay, what is it?
But I need to die. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Okay, we'll wait for 2 seconds. Okay, it should kill me if I don't kill this Binu. Oh, does a lot of damage.
There we go.
I'm gonna move him to the middle because I need to be able to reach you with a buff. Stay close to me, stay close to me. If you see this little line, stay close to me. Although I used it completely at the wrong time. Yeah, I used it at a really bad timing. Okay, what was that move called?
I have no idea.
Flames of Unforgiveness. Okay, we can do this. Yeah, we can do this.
You think?
Yeah, I'm sure. I just have to use my things at the right time.
What do I do with this? Do I run away?
Should be okay.
It's following me. Oh, there we go.
Stay close to me. Good downfield, yeah. We gotta kill them fast. Much faster than we're actually doing right now.
There we go.
It's changed forms. That's just close. Oh, you might die
Why?
because I don't have enough equipment. Yeah,
Don't have enough what? Oh, MP?
it was no 20 seconds till cover came back. These stupid cooldowns take forever. I don't know why they're so freaking long. Do you want me to continue or die?
Continue.
Continue.
I feel useless, but continue. Because
Problem is he kills you instantly. It's not a matter of. It's just a matter of you don't have enough HP
yeah.
to like cover it. Oh, you know what? I had another thing I could have tried.
That's okay.
I
Keep
do
it
have
in
one
your...
more thing. Do you want me to complete it?
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure once we're done this, we have like 10 minutes of cutscenes. And then after that, we have like 30 minutes of cutscenes.
I mean, this appears to be the full boss, so. You're
No,
really
I
not
know
missing
that.
much. He's just rotating through what he's doing now. Although I absolutely love Phoenix, man.
Yeah, it's a really cool fight.
I love Phoenix as in like I love the summon. Phoenix.
Yeah.
Just love Phoenix. Wish I could res as a tank. That'd be cool. There you go.
Nice.
You're picking up these Dreadworm head coffers, right?
Yeah, I'm picking up everything I can. Why?
Because each coil has its own armor set.
I know. Okay. Is there going to be a cutscene? Yes, there is. Is it going to be voiced?
Grandfather is truly gone this time. But better it end this way than the alternative.
The breeze feels so nice.
I must thank you, warrior of light. Without your valor, I might never have broken free of Bahamut's control. These last few moments are mine, to live as the man I once was.
This is all that I wanted. Yet, now that it is happening, I find myself struggling to believe it. Is it really you?
No. Happy reunion. This makes me
Grandfather,
happy.
pray forgive me my insolence. It was not my
Hmm.
intent to demean you.
Forgive you? I am proud of you, child. You were wise enough to deduce the manner of creature I had become. Alfino, Alize, if any here should beg forgiveness, it is I.
Grandfather, I must ask, will you not tell us what befell during the calamity?
Yes, yes, of course. You have come far to hear the truth. Let us then begin the tale at the Battle of Cartano, where clashed the forces of the Garlean Empire and the Eorzean Alliance. 'Twas there in the sky above the surging armies that the elder primal Bahamut broke free of the Red Moon Dalamut. In an effort to contain this avatar of destruction, I called upon the 12 to aid me in the creation of a prison of ether. But Bahamut would not be caged by such feeble bars. Too vast was his might, too fierce his rage. Little choice remained to me. I used the last of my strength to entrust our hope unto the future, and prepared to meet my end.
Ooh, flashback.
This is why it's important. Watch the intro movie.
Yeah, because this is what happens immediately after the intro movie, right? Or immediately after the bright flash. You know, it would kind of make sense that he becomes a primal. Because in a way, people do worship him like a deity kind of thing, right? So, like, he has the ability to become one because of that. So it makes sense. The logic is logicking. Whoa! This is so cool. I love this. I love this so much. Whoa. Man, I was wish all the cutscenes looked like this. This is epic.
I know.
Dang, that's some destruction. That's crazy.
As you have no doubt surmised, I did not perish. When the cage built from the essences of the 12 was destroyed, the sky was filled with a colossal cloud of ether. This drifting energy responded to the prayers of those fighting below, and to my own desperate wish that the dying realm be saved by infusing me with the power of a primal. I became the immortal phoenix, ancient symbol of rebirth.
Makes so much sense considering he was
Rising into the
essentially
sky,
reborn.
I struck Bahamut with all my newfound strength. The blow shattered his earthly form, and a shower of ether rained down upon the land. Thus began the rejuvenation of Eorzea. Believing the deed done, I relinquished my hold on that staggering energy, desirous that it should be returned to the realm without delay. But I had not reckoned on Bahamut's tenacious will. Even as he teetered upon the cusp of oblivion, the dragon reached out to claim me. Alas, within my fast fading form, enough remained of the Phoenix's energy to offer Bahamut a hold, and he dragged me along in his wake.
Aww.
And thus began your existence as the Elder Primal's thrall.
I cannot help but wonder at his will to survive. Though he was all but obliterated, Bahamut found a way to seize the power you surrendered. That would explain why part of his physical form survived to be entombed underground.
It would also explain why Eorzea was so terribly warped. Even as the land sought to restore itself, the returning flow of ether was cut off.
Very good. When his grip on existence was once again secured, Bahamut did not cease his feast until he had consumed every last mote of ether that yet floated in the air.
And still he was not fully restored.
You must remember that by this time, much of the freed ether had already returned to the land. That which remained was not sufficient to reconstruct so massive a form in its entirety. But there did not need to be. Not for a being sustained by the marvels of Allagan technology. As long as some piece of Bahamut persists, the coils will seek it out and continue their regenerative task.
So that means that
The
this
fragments
next
of
turn,
Bahamut appear motionless from the surface, but deep beneath
I have
the
to defeat
ground,
Bahamut.
they had been searching, tunneling through rock and soil towards their escaped prisoner. And, as you have observed for yourselves, they found his heart. Warrior of light, heed me. You must put a stop to Bahamut's regeneration. Whether it be for man or for dragonkind, the question of justice is irrelevant. The Elder Primal will leave naught but a smoldering wasteland for both his children and ours.
Okay.
I beg you to defend Eorzea and guide its people to the future they yet struggle to find.
What if I don't want to? Can I just say no?
You're no warrior of light.
Can
are you?
can I just say no? What if I want to be the warrior of dark? Huh? Ever think of that? What if I want to be the warrior of dark?
You don't get that title.
Huh? Why not?
Too bad, because they already gave you the title warrior of light.
Well, I don't want it. I want to be evil. I can even do I can even do a
Tis time for the tale of Bahamut and his part in the calamity to come to an end.
I can even do an evil laugh. Do you want to hear my evil laugh?
No, because he's talking.
Alvino, Alize, pray, come closer.
Alice looks depressed as hell.
Your hopes and dreams must no longer be an extension of mine. You must needs find your own reason to fight for this realm, your own meaning in this sea of chaos. Will you do that for me?
No.
Of course, Grandfather. I have already made it my mission to see this newborn Eorzea survive and flourish.
But you fail. Sorry, something was stuck in my throat.
Alize.
Why are you hating on Alphino and Alice?
Huh?
Why are you hating on Alphino and Alice?
I'm not hating. It's the truth. He failed.
Sounds like you hate.
His own army turned against him and all of us, making us fugitives. I remember the story. I got a good memory.
Perhaps, after all your anger and sorrow was spent, you found something greater within you. See this fight to its culmination. 'Tis also your strength, in which I have faith.
I'm glad one of us has faith in us. I certainly don't.
Thank you
I died like 5 times.
for everything. Pray, take your rest, Grandfather. You deserve it.
There are records of an art that allowed one.
So what I could try to do for the final fight is go in there as Red Mage, specifically just as a heal res bot.
And though I am no true primal,
Okay.
all that I have left
I won't be able to attack.
I give to you.
But you'll take the aggro?
Alvino, Alize,
Let me try something here.
my darling grandchildren. May light's blessings ever keep
I can try.
and protect you.
Okay, because this was like a 17-minute cutscene. The nod of truth.
Our task remains
That
undone.
laser in the background is going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious. Okay.
All right, you can try it. You can just queue from there, I'm pretty sure. Okay,
Let's
I'm gonna turn
do
this up
this.
because I like the music.
Last turn. Let's go. Woo. looks so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
'Twas a long and arduous road, but at last we reach its end. Farewell, Bahamut. I banish you back to the ether.
That's not good.
He is not yet whole. I did not think him capable.
Alize! Alize!
I had thought it finally over. He will not survive another blast.
That's where we come in. Let's beat him up.
No. Is this how I honor my promise to grandfather?
You must needs find your own reason to fight for this realm. Your own meaning in this sea of chaos. Will you do that for me?
Yes. I will.
I will, grandfather. In fact, I believe I already have. That reason has been with me all along, guiding me. Eorzea's blade of light, shearing through endless shrouds of darkness. I have been shown the miraculous feats of which we are all capable, of which I am capable. Bahamut, you have wreaked enough havoc.
Yes.
I will not let your wrathful fires consume all that we know and love.
Yes. She did the thing! She did the thing! Come on, Alice! Come on! Come on!
How long I have waited to hear you say that. You have found your resolve at last.
Oh, shut up, Alfino. This is your sister's moment.
Let me join my strength to yours. In this place, in this moment, our purpose has become one.
Whoa. Whoa, what? Wait, what? Huh? What? Their books are magic. Huh? Oh my gosh, it's...
For the future
Okay, go
of
book.
Eorzea! This last task is yours, Warrior of Light. You must destroy Bahamut's crystal core.
Hell yeah. There's the badass music. I'm a flying bunny. I'm a flying bunny. Wait, are we inside? We went inside of him? That's kind of gross. Like, like, I... Okay, this is really cool, though. You can tell this wasn't meant for only 2 people to do because it shows 8 separate lights going down.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's do this.
Before you move, I want to take a picture.
Of course. Holy crap. Holy crap. Okay. Okay. Oh, my controller's turned off. There we go.
Okay, turn around. Yeah. It's really dark in this arena, but I just gotta wait till the what's it called. Give it 2 seconds.
Okay.
Hey,
Wait, let me...
I'm gonna try not to kill him really fast.
I
Like, I'm really
appreciate
gonna
that.
try. Alright. You ready?
As I'll ever be, let's frickin' do this.
I just have enough HP just to face roll this. But, we're gonna have to stand in this.
What?
I'm gonna try to cure aggro keep.
I'm doing like crap all damage to him.
Yeah, it's basically your fight. And I'll res you if I need to. Giga flare.
Okay. This is the music from the cutscene. Do I wanna... What are these blue balls?
I don't know, but I'm just gonna, if they come to me, it's okay. I just want to say, by the way, that the live version of this song is absolutely bonkers.
Yeah?
Well, good. Yeah.
It's almost a half. Ooh, it has no effect. This is the closest I'll ever come to tanking. Oh, where did he go?
Oh.
What? What does that mean? Ah, it's one of those.
Yeah, don't touch the edge of the arena. Because they don't kill you. He'll come back.
Uh-huh. I'm sure he will.
I love this arena. Holy.
I died.
Yeah, it's okay.
What's this? Flare
Layer
dampening.
dampening.
I don't know what that means.
You don't know.
Oh, am I supposed to be in here? If you're in here, I'm gonna be in here. Oh no, this isn't good. Oh! Whoa! 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 What the hell? Okay, yeah, this is when we need to be in here. Do I need to put up shield?
Congratulations, you live Terraflare.
Whoa!
Ooh.
What?
Ankh-Morn? I don't like Ankh-Morn.
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what that means.
I'm tethered to him. Should I be? He's getting there.
You got this. I believe in you.
He's so close. One more. One more. Yeah! We beat Bahamut!
Love
Nice! That was good.
And you get the Dreadworm weapon coffer.
Oh! The final coil of Bahamut. Complete!
Congratulations.
Ooh, are you getting the grimoire?
Yes.
Okay. Hey,
Good
VY,
job.
welcome in, and thank you. Yeah, I'm so happy. Let's leave this duty. Duty.
We beat Bahamut.
Okay,
And the future things only get better,
You did it.
good.
if you can believe it.
Did I?
But one task remains. With this last coil disabled, there shall be naught left to bind Bahamut to this world. His beloved children will finally know peace.
Good. Damn. Love how they're shielding their eyes and I'm just there like, yo, I got built-in sunglasses. Is there a plane flying overhead?
I believe so.
Okay, because I hear it. It's loud. Yay! Again, they're shielding their eyes, and I'll just be like, "What up?"
Tis done. He is truly gone.
That he is. And this marks the end of A Realm Reborn.
You knew, didn't you?
Yeah, I did it.
What Grandfather had become.
I was not certain.
In Sans, some of the smaller
All I
stuff,
had
like the
gleaned,
hard
it
mode
seemed a
dungeons,
distinct
That stuff I can
possibility.
unlock
And the-
off stream. I can unlock all that
The
off
And,
stream in a
survival
day,
of
and
the
that'll
Battle
be
of
fine.
Cartheno was one of
I think the
unimaginable
only two big
devastation.
things you're missing
And 'tis through the
are
combined
those hard
prayers
mode
of the
dungeons
desperate
and then
and
the
an
relic
abundant
weapon,
source of ether,
which is
Yeah.
those are completely
trials are born.
optional. So
I merely put two and two together.
And you consider that a sufficient explanation? Well, however you stumbled across your theory, 'twas this revelation that made you wary of my attachment to Grandfather. You feared that in my obsession I would fall under his primal sway. Is that why you decided to join us? To pull me back should I show signs of wavering?
I mean, that's kind of a good sign of being a good
Pray
brother,
forgive
don't you
me,
think?
sister. I wished only to protect you.
See?
Yet I see now that I needn't have doubted the strength
Siblings
of your
are supposed to
conviction.
protect themselves, each other.
May I ask you a question? What
Sure.
do you now intend to do with the truth you have uncovered?
I don't know. They're so tiny compared to me. I find that
Which
hilarious.
particular truth was that, brother? The fact that desperate prayer gave rise to the primal phoenix? That this new god was responsible for setting Eorzea on the path to rebirth? Should such a tale become common knowledge, people would soon offer up their prayers in earnest. They would beseech Phoenix to complete the healing that was begun.
Yet as you and I know all too well, the very act of calling forth
Would it
the
be
Savior
weird
do
if
more
you and I
harm to the land
cosplayed
than good?
Alphino and Alice?
We cannot encourage such worship for
I
this
mean a
very
little
reason.
bit because they're
Were
brother and
Grandfather forced
sister.
to return as an ether-draining
Yeah.
primal, undo all that he had worked to protect. Your abiding love for him was the key that unlocked the truth of the calamity.
Yeah.
But keys may also serve to seal doors that were best left unopened. Let your love now guide your actions, and lock away deep inside the fate of both Grandfather and Bahamut.
Fear not, Alphino. I understand what must be done. The realm need not know the truth for it to be saved. That the Elder Primal is banished, to return no more. That is enough. Let us make our way back to the surface. Poor Oriange must be beside himself with worry.
I don't know. Maybe. All I know is I sense another 30-minute long cutscene. Okay, if we're gonna complete this quest, then we're on to some fun stuff. That is a very fair response to the way they're looking. They look like they've been to hell and back. Excuse me. Hmm. They will never be disturbed until someone wants to do the raid again. Okay. Ah, yeah, I see. Wait, that's like her. She looks like she's wearing her grandfather's outfit. Or like something inspired by
Bastards.
it. Okay. I'm guessing this is where the calamity actually like occurred. The music is so pretty. I love it. Hmm.
Yeah, the game has a 10 out of 10 OST.
Yeah.
So the song in the Bahamut fight, which is also the intro song, Answers,
Mm-hmm.
tier.
What?
Top tier.
Top tier? Oh yeah.
Top tier. Right, so because it wasn't explained, I know the video you're going to watch is going to explain it, but I thought I'd just give this one little bit for you.
Okay.
You know how in the intro, Louis Swa, like, teleported the Warriors of Light?
Yeah.
He sent him 5 years into the future. So your character, which is technically one of those guys,
Uh-huh.
was sent 5 years into the future.
Uh-huh.
I guess it's your character, but, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they were sent 5 years. That's why you're kind of like...
Big deal.
No, that's why, like, everything's already kind of rebuilt. Because if it took place immediately right after it, everything would be kind of destroyed.
Yeah.
Because, like, you saw Ul'dah, and it basically got bombed.
Yeah.
Right? So...
Yeah, my character would look so nice with some coffee cup earrings. How long is the event going on for?
Until the next patch, I think.
Which is when?
August?
Okay. Nice. That's it. That's officially the end.
There you go.
All right. So, just in case I end up not returning to the game after the video, we're gonna go do Cactpot. We're also gonna go see if I won anything from the Jumbo Cactpot. No! frickin' did it again!
That's okay. What's really funny is one gate completely gives you the amount of the 24.
Yeah?
Like, it gives you like $4 grand or something. Doing League of Faith.
Wow.
That's why you have 70,000.
Dang it!
It juked you. It juked you hard.
Dang it! All right, let's see. I got extra MGP by qualifying for the early bird bonus. Oh.
Nice. Didn't you get 2 more tickets though?
What do you mean?
You're pretty sure you can buy more than 1 ticket.
I did. I got 3.
Right, so that's the first ticket.
Okay.
So
I can do it
closing
more
goes
than
in.
once a week?
You can buy 3 tickets
Every day?
every time you buy. Pretty sure you can buy 3 tickets, can't you?
I don't know. Oh well. Okay. So,
Yeah, claim more prizes. What are you doing?
I already accepted everything.
No. Go back, talk to her again. There's your second ticket.
Ah.
There's your third ticket.
Okay. I get it. I get it. Okay. Okay, so I am gonna chill here at the States, right? I'm actually going to log out because we are gonna do a short break, probably about 5 minutes, maybe less, and I'm gonna swap to YouTube mode so we can watch a video that recaps all of A Realm Reborn. So that way we're all refreshed on it, then we can go into Heaven's Word kind of thing. All right? So, I will be right back. All right, we are back. I know it. I know it is Final Fantasy, but that's the wrong thing. What? No, no. Okay. Okay. We're figuring it out. We're figuring it out. What's going on? Oh no. There we go. Okay. Now we are good. Nope. There we go. Okay. We got there. We got there. Okay, so this video is very nicely recommended by VY. It's by Jesse Cox. I have not looked into it. All I know is that there is like a recap of 1.1, then A Realm Reborn, then the Bahamut Raids, the Crystal Tower raids. I think some other then like the patches and then Heaven's Word. So that's good. It's going to cover absolutely everything, which is exactly what I was wanting it to. So yeah, we are going to
Wait, does it include Heaven's Word?
it only like a little bit, probably just introductory part, but I'm probably going to stop before then.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah, like I'm only interested in up to the 1 hour
Mark.
20-second 20-minute mark kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so did I mess anything up? No, it didn't. Okay, good. Huh. Okay, so we are gonna start. I have a cookie from Subway and some other small snacks and stuff. This is essentially a movie. So we're gonna jump right into it.
Hello there, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Lore for Beginners. So far in this series, I've given you all you need to know to get started with the game.
Oh yeah. If there's time after this, what I'm gonna do is I am going to go through the 1.0 lore as well as the video of the players looking up at the moon, that kind of thing. That'll all depend on time-wise, that kind of thing. Otherwise, we'll do that on a different day.
The lore of the world and its past, the nature of elements, light versus dark, the recent history of 1.0, and the events leading up to A Realm Reborn. But now, we'll start tackling the meat and potatoes of the actual game, which I and many players feel still does a lot of world building early on, and that can be fun, but for some, it can be too slow, and you
It's
really want to
very
catch up
slow.
with your friends. This video
It is
to help you do just
very
that.
slow.
Last we left off, the allied forces of Eorzea attempted a heroic but doomed defense at the Battle of Cartano. This is the battle we witness in the finale of 1.0 and the opening cinematic of A Realm Reborn. Despite defeating the maniacal Nail Van Darnus, your Imperial foe manages to bring down the Crimson Moon Dalamud. But to everyone's surprise, it's revealed to be an ancient Allagan prison for the
Could be up a little
Elder
bit.
Dragon Bahamut, or Bahamut. I'll let you pick your pronunciational preference.
Could be up a
For
little
more
bit.
on that story, check the previous videos. As Dragonfire rains down upon the battlefield, standing vigil on the cliffside nearby is Archon and Circle of Knowing founder Louis-Sois Leveilleur, steadfast in his belief that he could summon the power of the 12, the ancient gods of Eorzea, and seal away the dragon once again. Assisted by his fellow Archons and the prayers of 1,000 souls, they channel their strength together to assist their fearless leader. But the might of the dragon proved too strong. However, Louis-Sois refused to give up. sacrificing himself to stop the carnage, and in a flash of brilliant light, sending you 5 years into the future. Into a world recovered, but one still in need of heroes. And so you return unto A Realm Reborn. But in the time you were gone, oh man, Eorzea's been going through it. Cartano is a wasteland, the Cataclysm showering the land with debris and unearthing ruins of ancient Allig origin. To the north, the theocracy of Ishgard's once green mountain home has turned bitter cold in a never-ending winter. In Mordona, a strange crystal tower has been revealed, buried for centuries. The land now not only bearing the scars of the Battle of Crystal Tear Lake, but also new jagged, mountainous, corrupted orange crystals as a reminder of Dalamit's fall. And actually, it's probably a really great time to take a quick detour to Crystal Town, because we'll definitely be returning to talk about crystals from time to time, so we might as well get this out of the way now. As a reminder, the world of Final Fantasy XIV flows with aether. It exists in all things, plants, animals, even the land itself. If you've played Final Fantasy VII, for example, it's kind of like the life stream. It's a big Final Fantasy trope. I don't want to get too deep into what it can do and all that stuff. We made a whole other video about it. Please go watch that one. But for our purposes in this video, the important thing is to remember that when a tree or a bird or you or me dies, we return to the ethereal sea, a representation of this life.
So basically, it's like reincarnation, is what I'm getting from this. You
don't necessarily
die,
come back.
and then you're essentially like reincarnated into something else, sort of thing?
No, you're
No?
like you turn into an energy that exists
Mm.
because you
Like
don't come back,
electricity.
right?
Or like kinetic energy, or like what kind of energy are we talking about here?
Magical, mystical energy that lets you use magic.
Okay, so not real world applicable.
No, like
Okay.
life force.
Okay. Got it. I think.
Stream, a non-physical realm that contains the essence of all creation. It's where we go to rest or to be reborn into the world anew. But sometimes, for one reason or another, there are moments where these energies don't rejoin the ethereal sea and instead pool together in our reality and manifest in the form of crystals. So when you see a crystal occurring throughout the land, it's basically the result of an overabundance of life energy that kind of gloms together. The bigger the abundance of this energy, the bigger the crystal. That's why we tend to see larger crystals in larger towns, for example, or in the aftermath of cataclysmic earth-shaking events, like the Battle of Silver Tear Lake, or very similarly to the fall of Dalamud. It's why Mordona is a mess of crystals. The place has been taking a beating the last 10 years in game time. But it wasn't just the land affected by the cataclysm. The people of Eorzea suffered pretty badly as well. For many, what happened at the battle remains a mystery. Due to some yet-to-be-revealed magic, after the flash that saved you and teleported you into the future, everyone who survived the battle lost their memory of it. The events blurred and messy in the mind. Those few who do remember something recall a band of brave heroes who stood against the darkness but can't remember their names or their faces.
Hence Hero of Light.
Only reveals a memory of silhouettes outlined by blinding light. And it's for this reason that this mysterious hero has been dubbed the Warrior of Light.
Oh, Warrior of Light,
beacon of hope for those struggling through these dark times, and they are dark. In Ul'dah, the destruction wreaked by Bahamut made the wealth disparity between the peoples of the city-state even more dramatic. Rioters taking to the streets and public order thrown into chaos. Only through the impassioned words of Sultana Nanamo Ul Namo and her brave 7 defenders was she able to restore public order and begin to give aid to
Too
people.
soon.
In Limsa Lominsa,
Too
their leader,
soon.
Admiral Merweb Blofiswin, who was injured in the battle, awoke to discover her nation in turmoil and set about trying to reclaim the island from the Beastmen and deal with the damage caused by the massive tidal waves resulting from Bahamut's attack. In Gridania, their leader, the Seed Seer Kana Senna, left her nation to her brother and sister as she returned to Cartano in order to find any survivors and help lend aid where she could. And while all of this is going on, Imperial forces under the control of Gaius Van Belsar, your old nemesis, began to infiltrate the lands of Eorzea once more. With none of the nation-states able to stop their aggression, they retook old outposts and set up new forward bases all over the continent. It was an unresisted invasion in all but name. And to make matters worse, the Beastmen, who were a threat in 1.0, have begun to actively summon their primal deities yet again, now that crystals are so abundant. But rumors swirl of the return of the Warrior of Light, a savior in this dark time. And that, my friend, is you. Thankfully, before your
Pre-Dawn Trail
return, your
graphics due for their
companions
age.
and friends
They-
from 1.0 worked together to help
Yeah.
preserve the peace.
I
The Path
haven't
of the
really
12,
seen Dawn Trail
formed by those who've been
graphics.
gifted the Echo, the
Whoa,
ability we
wait.
talked about in 1.0
You're
that
playing
kind of
one.
allows you to see into the past and recall
I am?
visions of
Oh,
events that
okay.
you yourself have not witnessed, would unite with the Circle of Knowing, the group of Charlian Archons who worked to save Eorzea from the Empire, uniting Minfilia's work with that of the deceased Louis Sois. You see,
That
back
was
in
one-
1.0, Minfilia was saved as a child by Thancred, who learned of her gifts and took her in as a father figure to help her get on her feet. When she turned 18, he introduced her to his mentor and the man who had helped him when he was young, Louis Sois. Minfilia revealed to him that she had the Echo, and the old man instilled in her that while it may feel like a curse, it has the power to be used for good and to help fight back against the coming troubles. And so it was that their friendship bloomed, and just before the Battle of Cartano, Louis Sois traveled to Minfilia to tell her that should he fall, it was up to her to reunite the Circle of Knowing and guide them into the future. And so, 6
There.
months after the calamity, she did just that, combining the remaining path of
Didn't
the
realize
12
it wasn't on
and the Circle of
1080p.
Knowing members into the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, a group dedicated to bringing about a
Now
new
it should look a bit
age
better.
and peace to the realm. They would stave off the Empire, keep the Beastmen at bay, and hopefully one day discover what happened to the lost hero who vanished in the flash of light. And
That
so, after
would be
5
me.
years, you return to this world, one that remembers not necessarily your name, but certainly your deeds. Now beset by visions of the Mother Crystal Heidelin calling out to you and warning you of unforeseen adversaries working in the shadows, her voice clear in your head bids you hear, feel, think. With no real direction, but always beckoned by the call of adventure,
Yeah,
you begin
as
to
good
make
as
a name for yourself helping
2013
those in
graphics
need.
can look. That is true.
These good deeds soon catch the attention of the Scions, who've been watching the city-states should the Warrior of Light ever return. Be it Y'shtola and Limsa Lominsa, Papalimo and Ida and Gridania, or Thancred and Ul'dah, it's these first interactions
Well-
and the reveal to them that you have the Echo that eventually leads you to the Waking Sands and the headquarters of the Scions. Which reminds me, Scion roll call! Minfilia, the leader of the Scions. She's warm, she's welcoming, she's trying to live up to the legacy of Louis Sois, all while showing off her midriff. Much like you, she's one of the few people who has the ability to use the Echo. Y'shtola, a conjurer of immense power. She's calm, she's well-spoken, she's the voice of reason amongst the Scions. Who am I kidding? She is sassy as all hell, and probably got that from her former mentor, the famed Charlian researcher Matoya. Thancred! The opposite of Y'shtola, Thancred is a smooth-talking playboy rogue who pretends to be more level-headed than he actually is. He does have a heart of gold side, though, as he is devoted entirely to Minfilia, who he's taking care
I'm sorry, Thancred, described like that, gives me such major golden retriever vibes. Like, I feel like he would be a golden retriever kind of guy in real life. You know?
of ever since she was a little girl, very similar to how Louis Sois saved him from a life on the streets when he was young himself. Papalimo! A mage of great skill, he's the oldest and crankiest of Scions, and perhaps one of Louis Sois' greatest students. He's cynical, he's short-tempered, a perfect foil for his traveling companion. Ida! The perky traveling companion of our previous Scion Papalimo, Ida is a refugee from the fallen Alamigo. Despite her laid-back attitude, she hides her true feelings, much like she hides her face. Anytime she does show emotions, it's usually with her fists. Tataru! Tataru, while on paper, is the Scion's receptionist, but in reality is so much more. She's the heart of the party. Loyal, dependable, shrewd, an amazing judge
These
of character,
stills
really
of the
best
characters
drinking buddy you
are
could have as a
amazing. I love
Scion.
them.
Urianger! Lastly, the most mysterious member of the group, Louis Sua's prophet from 1.0
I don't trust him.
continues his
I haven't
mysterious
since day
riddles and
one.
cryptic phrases in A Realm Reborn. Although knowledgeable in all aspects of Eorzean life and good counsel for any hero, he still always manages to hide exactly what he knows and how much he knows of it. There are plenty of other side character scions as well. I affectionately call them the B team, and they'll show up every now and again, but for Realm Reborn,
There's no
these are the main
Brunhilde,
ones.
or whatever her name is.
Also of note are two young twins that you'll cross paths with every now and again, but we'll get back to them later. Anyway, on with the story. As you continue to assist the city-states with their various troubles, there are hints that more is at play than we originally thought. It seems as though every plot or scheme to upset the balance in Eorzea in some way connects with this
That smile is
secret
terrifying.
cabal donning black robes and masks. The very same Hydaelyn's vision warned you of. But your investigation into this mysterious group will have to wait, as the threat from the Beastmen and their gods quickly becomes the biggest worry. And it's for this reason that the Scions brought you in. If you really are the Warrior of Light from before, you're the only person that can stop the primal threat. As mentioned in the previous video, primals are basically the famous Final Fantasy summons you know from previous games, except in 14, they're terrifying. In not just power, but the ability to control the minds of
Wait. Who the heck is this?
terrifying. In not just
That is Odin.
I
You
have
can
not
fight him.
fought him.
Yeah, he's a strange boss. You can unlock him. He's not part of the story or anything
Obviously.
like that. But he's like an extra unlock.
Mm.
Yeah.
The sparkling water's trying to kill me. Ah, okay. Oh. Is he worth unlocking?
I mean, you can get his
power,
armor
but the
and
ability
his
to control
sword.
the minds of men
Okay.
as well, bending them to their will.
Other than
So
that,
you can understand
eh.
why both the Scions and even your foes, the Garlean Empire, fear them and want the world to be rid of them. If you recall back in 1.0, it was because Nelvan Darnus was mind controlled.
He also
or
appears as
tempered
a
by
rare
Bahamut
world boss
that the Great
in
Dragon was
Gridania.
freed
All
from
areas
its
my
prison,
city.
which
Oh, interesting.
ended pretty
Okay.
badly for everyone.
I've never
Ah.
met him
Traveling
like
to
that, though.
Thanalan, which is where the city of Ul'dah is based, you begin to investigate a series of kidnappings, and it's revealed that an Ul'dah
That is very
merchant is
interesting.
in league with the local beastmen tribe, the Amalja. When the Immortal Flames, protectors of Ul'dah, decide to put a stop to it, they're betrayed by one of their own. Captured by the Amalja beastmen, you are brought before Ifrit, their primal god, as an offering. But, as they soon discover, unlike the others, you can't be tempered, or mind-controlled, by the elemental god, as you are under the protection of Hydaelyn. Enraged, Ifrit attacks you, only to learn that you take down primals for fun. Vanquishing your foe reveals a crystal that enhances the blessing of light Hydaelyn has placed upon you. With the threat of Ifrit dealt with, you return to Ul'dah a hero. But from the cliffs above the battle, one of Gaius's chief lieutenants watches, Nero Tolskeva. He can't help but recognize your power, and, much like the Empire, your desire to defeat the primals. Perhaps you could be a useful tool. As word of your deeds spreads, you quickly find yourself growing quite the reputation, not just as an adventurer or hero, but perhaps truly the returned warrior of light. Calls of aid come in from all over Eorzea, as various city-states and factions vie for your help. However, this begins to draw all sorts of attention from other less savory characters as well. Making good on your desire to help, you travel to the cities of Eorzea in the midst of their remembrance celebrations, honoring those who died at Cartno. Strangely, you have been gifted echoes of that battle, and within that, not just how the forces of Eorzea lost at Cartno, but also, in the distance, one of those strange masked men watching with glee. Before
that
you
is
can delve
La
too deeply into the
Habrea,
implications of that,
I
you
think.
stumble upon the strange twins we saw earlier, who introduced themselves as Alphino and Alice Leveilleur, grandchildren of the late Louis Soir. Although Alphino is more than eager to aid you on your quest, Alice is not that convinced, demanding that they stick to their original reason for coming to Eorzea. She storms off, and Alphino explains that she's obsessed with her grandfather's mission here and desires to learn what happened to him, a story that we will return to later. For now, your service to the city-states and the Scions sends you to Gridania to entreat with the Sylphs of the Forest, fearing that they, like the Amalja, might turn to summoning their primal deity, Rama, or Ramu, again, pronunciate how you will. But as you work to earn the Sylphs' trust, beating back Imperial invaders and discovering that that's why they're so upset, wanting to summon their god, from the shadows, the black-robed figure watches. Except now, he introduces himself as La Habrea, one of many
I
who has
was
been
right.
following your progress.
Yeah.
These people, the Ascians as they're called, have existed since time immemorial, and he believed it was time for them to announce themselves to the world. Their schemes unknown, but methods made plain, you realize the knowledge of how to summon primals gained by the Beastmen seems to have come directly from La Habrea. But why? And for what purpose? Leaving you with more questions than answers, you return to the Scions, who then send Thancred to investigate and learn more about the Ascian threat. But before you come to an answer, trouble brews again. This time in Limsa Lominsa, the nearby kobolds having begun to summon their primal deity, Titan, seeking revenge for the years of bloodshed between them and the Lominsans. Rushing to their aid, you manage to defeat Titan and save the city, gaining yet another crystal in the process. But this
It's crazy how fast he's making this story seem, and it took us 20 days, 21 days to go from start to finish for the main story, like pre-patch story. Like, it's crazy. Like, we're only 16 minutes into this video and we're halfway through the A Realm Reborn chapter. Like, that's mental. That's absolutely mental.
This victory is short-lived, however, as upon your return you discover the Waking Sands has come under attack. Within its walls, dozens of your friends and allies lay dead. But this wasn't the work of Ascians. Instead, your old foe, the Empire. Learning from survivors that they had come looking for you, but instead settled on your friends. Their commander, an Imperial all-in-white, took Minfilia and the others into custody. You're told by your mortally wounded Sylph ally, Noraxia, that Minfilia's last words before being taken were for the Warrior of Light to seek refuge.
If you skip the whole Company of Heroes part, it's a long step.
After burying your
Yeah,
friends,
that was a
you
real
listen to her
long
wishes
step.
and venture to the Sanctuary, where you discover a man who claims to be a
Like,
veteran
I
of the
honestly
Battle
kind
of
of wish the
Cardno,
story
but
was so
otherwise lost
to
his
the
memories.
point.
In a
If
way,
it was this
far more
to the
severe than
point,
anyone else. Although, boy,
it'd be a lot
does he
easier
look
to do.
familiar. Eventually, Alphino arrives, claiming he needs your help. He believes the city-states are plagued with internal problems and corruption and can do nothing to stop the Beastmen as they continue to summon their primals. Things in Eorzea are not looking good, and you're needed. Because in the north, the bird-like Ixalbeast tribe work even now to summon their winged god Garuda. With the Garlean Empire taking more and more of Eorzea, and the new Ascian threat, an additional primal in the north is something that needs to be dealt with immediately. Alphino, in an effort to take matters into his own hands, discovered that the only way to get to the Ixal and Garuda is with a powerful enough airship, and the best airship out there was piloted by none other than famed Garlean turned Eorzean hero, Cid Garland, your friend and ally from 1.0. Thought lost after the calamity, Alphino tracked him down to here, at this very church. And what do you know? The mysterious man who forgot his past was actually Cid all along?
How convenient.
Crazy. Actually, the crazy thing here is what a good beard can do to change a man's appearance. Not really sure what to believe, but eager to help in any way that he can, Cid
Got
joins
something
the
in my
team.
eye.
Although he's not really sure where his airship or crew are. You tell Alphino that you also have to figure out how to rescue your friends feeling responsible for their capture. But he insists that at the moment there is no way you can go off and save them unless you want to take on the whole Empire by yourself. For now, the best way moving forward is to find the airship and use it to challenge Garuda. In theory, if you can defeat the Wind Primal, considered the strongest and most violent of primals, you can probably make the other beast tribes reconsider their summoning efforts, at least for a while, allowing you then to turn your attention to the Empire. Convinced by his plan, you and Cid agree to help. Following rumor of his ship's last location, you travel north towards the borders of the isolationist Ishgard. While at first you're turned away, through persistence in helping the local knights, you manage to get a meeting with Orshafont Greystone, a knight and illegitimate son of a noble lord. For all the good you've done in his domain, he offers...
This guy's okay, it all makes sense now. It's all coming together. My guy...
offers you the location of Cid's ship, the Enterprise, now resting among the ruins of an old Ishgardian stronghold,
it makes
the
sense
Stone
now.
Vigil. Unfortunately, it's under the control of the Dragon Horde, Ishgard's sworn enemy. With no other choice, you forge ahead. There, upon discovering the ship, the group is accosted by La Habrea once again, this time cautioning you on your course of action, but interested in the attempt. Impressed by your ever-growing power, he sets a nearby sleeping dragon upon you as another test. Defeating it, you gain yet another crystal, and upon reuniting with Cid in his airship, unlock his memories. Thanks to the power of the Echo and, I assume, friendship, he recalls his past, his crew, his reason for leaving the Empire, and also you, the Warrior of Light, the hero he helped 5 years ago. Together, you, Cid, and Alphino challenge Garuda at the heart of her vortex. But you learn that the Ixal have, for some unknown purpose, bound several captive kobolds in Amalja. Furious with your intrusion, the Lady of the Vortex attacks, but you defeat her as you have done with so many primals before. As another crystal is bestowed upon you, your victory is short-lived as Garuda miraculously revives, the fervent prayers of her faithful bringing her back once again. As long as they continue, she will be reborn over and over. Preparing to continue the fight, you're interrupted by the arrival of Gaius in the Empire. Recognizing his old mentor and friend, Cid calls out to him, but Gaius simply tells him to watch as he brutally guns down the Ixal. He claims that he has ever sought the same thing as the Warrior of Light, to defeat the primals. He just wants to do it permanently. In her rage, Garuda channels the air currents around her, causing catastrophic winds to rip through the mountains. The terrified kobold and Amalja captives praying to their own gods, summoning forth Titan and Ifrit once more. Recognizing the situation has gotten way out of hand,
yeah,
Cid
I
urges
remember
you and
this
Alphino to
now.
flee. Garuda, turning to her fellow primals, demands that Ifrit and Titan surrender their power to her so she can become the most powerful primal ever and put down their enemies
Comparatively,
once and for all.
she's the
But
smallest.
Gaius, unlike us, does not run. The secret weapon brought with him upon his return to Eorzea is finally unleashed. An ancient Allagan machine of terrible power. The three primals attack the construct, but as we've mentioned in previous videos, the Allagans were skilled at capturing primals, and quickly, one after another, the machine devours the essence of the three, just straight up eating Garuda. And from a nearby airship, the masked Asian La Habrea watches, his plan finally coming to fruition. As you barely escape, Gaius warns you not to come for him, because there is nothing you can do to stop him now. Returning to the empty, solemn waking sands, you learn that Yida somehow survived the Imperial attack, and she's been waiting for Y'shtola, who also made it out alive, to return with news. In your absence, they followed every lead that they could to locate your comrades, discovering that they've been taken to an Imperial facility in Mordona. As you quietly wait for her return in the dark halls of your headquarters, you're called upon by Hydaelyn, the Mother Crystal, once more. Commending you for all you've done and the bravery it took to collect the elemental crystals, she bids you to continue the fight, not just with the Empire, but with the Asian La Habrea. The crystals you collected were for a reason. They will be your shield and your blade in the coming battle. The good news continues as Y'shtola returns and informs you they know where your friends are being held. And in even more fortunate news, Cid's old crewmates, Biggs and Wedge, have escaped Imperial custody. If they can find them, then together you should be able to hatch a plan to infiltrate the
If I
Imperial
remember
facility.
correct, Wedge
Rescuing the two, it
was
appears the
under
plan
a
you're going
bridge
with
and
is
Biggs
throwing
was
on a
like
disguise
kidnapped
and
somewhere or
infiltrating the
something.
facility. But to really sell the ruse, you need some Magitech armor. Working with Cid, Biggs, and Wedge, you capture one. And even though it's not particularly future plot relevant to know this, Wedge ends up discovering that Magitech armor has the same sort of internal mechanisms as mammoths, those funny little clockwork robots that are used in various aspects of society, which means that
What?
in
I've
theory,
never seen those
Magitech
before. What
armor
the
could
heck?
be fiddled with to have some sort of emotions or perhaps sentience.
What
So
the
of course,
heck?
Wedge turns that part up to 11, basically making your armor another member of the team he names Maggie. And while she may not talk or
Aw.
emote, there's definitely something going on there.
Aw,
There are scenes
I
they
love
include
Maggie.
where Maggie just appears to recognize you and act to help the team. Obviously, it's not too plot important to what happens in the future of this game, but it's cute and I felt like it was something to mention. As you set about infiltrating the Imperial base, Y'shtola and Ida confront the white-armored Imperial, Livia, to distract her from your real mission. As they keep her at bay, you locate Minfilia, Tataru, Papalimo, and Urianger. But like with all great escape plans, this one falls apart rapidly, as Imperial forces begin to quickly outnumber your own. Knowing he needs to draw them away so you can escape, Wedge takes Maggie and charges in to stall for time. Chased down to the edge of a cliff with nowhere to go and seemingly all hope lost, you're rejoined by Y'shtola and Ida, giving Wedge just enough time to get out alive, Maggie electing to stay behind, both totally confusing and completely distracting the Imperials who have never seen a Magitech machine act like this before. Jumping to Cid's ship, you briefly think you've won the day, until Gaius reveals the true power of his Allagan machine, the Ultima weapon. If you've watched my previous videos, you know that 5,000 years ago, during the Allagans' war with the Mericidians, they sought a means to capture and control primals. The Ultima weapon was one such means of doing so. As the Enterprise dodges its powerful beams, you look below. Standing proudly next to the Ultima weapon is Gaius' secret collaborator, La Habrea. As he finally pulls back his hood, he's revealed to be Thancred?
Oh, I
The one who
remember
had been
this.
sent to learn about the Ascians was an Ascian this whole time? As your team reels from this revelation, Alphino tells them the next course of action must be to rally the city-states. With news of the Ultima weapon, he's sure they'll try to sue for peace, but they must be assured they can fight. Minfilia, too, believes there's more help needed as she reaches out to her friend, Kryl, another scholar and scion who we've yet to meet, apparently working to aid the scions in the background from the Sharlayan motherland. Arriving in Ul'dah, Alphino's fears are founded, as the heads of the three major city-states meet and view the demands of the Empire and the threat of Gaius' weapon. Worried that after the calamity they don't have the resources or the people to challenge the Empire, they agree that surrender's probably the best option. However, thanks to a timely intervention by Minfilia, Alphino, and Cid, they agree to fight. Working together with the Scions, they prepare the largest
All about
counteroffensive in
Alphino.
Eorzean history,
All about him.
Operation Archon. In order to be successful, they need to be swift, taking down the Imperial bases before any reinforcements can arrive from Alamigo. They'll need perfect coordination and to strike all the Imperial bases at the same time, catching the Empire off guard. From Minfilia's contact Kryl, we learned she was able to craft a replica of an Ascian Crystal of Darkness, an implement that we're told is used by these mysterious figures to control the minds and bodies of men. Thancred is not really an Ascian, but merely controlled or inhabited by La Habrea. Your mission now includes saving him as well. Keen-eyed players will note that at some point after his first investigation, he began wearing a new necklace with a black stone in it, a hint that this is when the switch took place.
Oh.
Now, armed with the truth, you understand La Habrea truly played you, teaching
That's
the Beastmen to
actually
summon,
really smart
urging you to
storytelling.
challenge their gods, all of it leading to the vortex and to the summoning of the three primals, only to be fed to the Ultima weapon. It's what he had wanted from the beginning, and Now he had to be stopped, and Gaius with him. Coordinating with the Alliance forces, you managed to take down the Imperial strongholds, and finally finishing off the murderous Livia as well. In fact, the only one who does seem to escape is the red armored Nero, who we learn is something of a rival of Cid's. And like every good Saturday morning cartoon villain, he dips out in darkness to fight another day. Side note,
That's right,
while
he
battling
does.
your
I
way
forgot
through
about
Gaius'
that.
fortress, you discover Maggie repaired
That
and
makes
well.
sense then,
Freeing
why
her
he
from
showed up at
Imperial
the tower
control,
and
you use
everything.
her cannons to bust through the walls, making your progress all the more quicker. And in the end, after all this time, you come face to face with Gaius. And keeping his promise to you during the events of 1.0, you fight the man who dares you to challenge his newfound might. And yes, while the Ultima weapon's triple primal infused powers are undeniable, with the help of Hydaelyn, the crystals you collected, and the light's protection, you managed to pool the primal's powers from the construct, weakening it. Gaius, shocked by this turn of events, is soon joined by La Habrea, revealing to him that you cannot be beaten while under the protection of the crystal. The only way to truly defeat the Warrior of Light is to use the dormant power inside the heart of the Ultima weapon. You see, not only did La Habrea trick and manipulate you into helping gather him the power of the primals, he also played Gaius into uncovering the Ultima weapon and using the primal's ether to quicken the true power inside the machine, the Heart of Sabik. An ancient relic so powerful that in a display of its might, he destroys the entire Imperial facility in an instant. Only through Hydaelyn's protection do you manage to survive, able to face down the machine and destroy it once and for all. Disgusted with Gaius' failure, La Habrea refuses to let you leave alive. Revealing his true powers, he soundly defeats you. But as you lay broken, the power of the crystal and the light within you surges forth, allowing you to rise and not just continue the fight, but defeat the Ascian. Summoning forth the power of friends, allies, and Crystal Mom herself, you purge La Habrea from Thancred's
Crystal
body,
Mom.
freeing him and apparently killing the Ascian. As you regain your senses, the Imperial facility collapses around you. Your friends watch in horror as it appears you have no way out, only for Maggie to come in strong, guiding you out in the nick of time. Much
Yay,
to the relief of your
Maggie!
comrades. With both the Ascian and Gaius presumed dead, the Imperials routed, and the Eorzean alliance still intact, you and your friends celebrate. Standing united again, the three nations vow to bring their people closer than ever before, proudly announcing the coming of the 7th Astral Era and a new age of peace. And now, while this
AKA
doesn't
the
really
patch
matter to the
quests.
overall story, I'm sure there are a few of you out there who are like, dude, you brought up Maggie. What happens to her? Well, she becomes a mount you can use, and you can ride her whenever the hell you want. So technically,
I love that.
she still shares in your adventures, but not really in any meaningful way in the future. Hopefully
I
that still
love
makes you
that.
pretty happy. Anyway, as you celebrate on the shores of Mordona in the shadow of Midgarsomer's resting place, you receive a vision of a dark crystal, a gloomy reflection of Hydaelyn, known as Zodiark. When you break out of your trance, a loud roar is heard in the distance. Something terrible has awoken. Meanwhile, in the dim light of some long-forgotten place, a very much alive La Habrea meets with several of his kind. It appears that, despite being defeated, the Ascian's ability to hop bodies prevents them from ever truly being destroyed. So for now, their plans may be stalled.
Hence the
but they're
Kingdom Hearts
far from
vibes.
disrupted. In the wake of the celebration at Mordona, the Scions begin their investigation into the brutal roar heard by all. According to Orion J, the etheric instability around the Shard of Dalamud signals the potential emergence of a new primal. Calling on you to look into the matter because that's what you do, he informs you that another has already begun the search, Alphino's twin sister, Alice. Although she wasn't willing to follow her brother and you on your previous path, she's convinced now that you're the only one that can help her, because her real purpose in Eorzea, unlike her brother, was to get closure in regards to her grandfather's death. And get closure you do, because the two of you embark on an adventure that leads you to the ruins of the fallen Dalamud.
That's
There,
crazy
you discover
looking.
The ruinous interior
That
of
looks
the Red Moon's
insane.
rubble stretches far deeper underground than you could possibly have imagined. And more importantly, it still appears to be operational, funneling vast amounts of ether into the construction of a reborn Bahamut. To recap quickly what we talked about in the History of Hydaelyn video, the Allagan Empire was so advanced that their technology allowed them to soar the stars and meddle in AI and cloning. Not only did they capture Bahamut, but they were able to keep him alive forever inside the Red Moon. In fact, this nation's purpose, besides holding the dragon, was to keep him alive and usable by the Allagans no matter what. And so it continues to do so. While the world assumed Bahamut was destroyed, the still operational ruins of Dalamud's AI programming expanded its facility deep under the ground, gathering the remains of the Elder Dragon to bring him back to life. Worried by this turn of events and the potential revival of the Great Beast, you're shocked further still to witness what appears to be Nael Van Darnus and Louis Sois. Could your old nemesis and her grandfather really be alive? Are they glimpses of the past, or maybe ethereal ghosts? Returning to Urianger with these ill tidings, you learn the machine is most likely draining ether from the surrounding area in an effort to reform Bahamut. And doing so, not great, because it'll slowly drain the life from the land, leaving Eorzea a barren husk. The only way to put a stop to this once and for all is to shut down the binding coils that spur on his regeneration. Returning to Dalamud, you're confronted by Nael, who warns you that if you keep defiling the domain of the one true god, he will kill you. Obviously, this doesn't stop you, and especially not Alice, as she wants to know what her grandfather's doing here. But as you chase after Nael, the Allagan facility dramatically changes into the sky above Cartano, where you originally fought Nael 5 years ago. And just like then, he begins to channel the dragon's power. But Alice is with you this time, and she doesn't wait for him to shoot first. She blasts off the helmet of the Imperial, revealing that Nael is a woman. That's right, we actually never met the real Nael Van Darnus. Not now, not in 1.0, never. He died long ago, and his sister had secretly taken up his role to keep the family's power and position. It was she who was tempered and warped by Bahamut, and it was she you fought those years ago. Transformed now completely by the dragon, you battle this warped reflection, bringing an end to the illusion, revealing that you were still in Dalamud the entire time. In her final moments, Nael, or as she was known, Eula, reveals that while her ether is fading, she's finally free of the Primal's tempering thanks to you. Alice begs her to tell us everything she knows about her grandfather and what happened after the flash of light at Cartano, but before Eula can speak, she's struck down by a beam of light. To make matters more complicated, Bahamut's regeneration is proceeding much faster than expected. As you shut down one of the coils, you're attacked by Louis Sois. He demands you cease, but Alice refuses, and just when you're about to throw down with your old friend, he backs off, warning you, much
I'm feeling like there's a bit of deja vu here for myself, but in all reality, that's just because I literally saw this cutscene yesterday.
Friend or her grandfather, but Alice
I saw this cutscene like 24 hours ago.
Meeting once again with Urianger, he tells you he's reached out to Alphino, who might want to know what his sister's been up to. Her twin insisting on
we literally just saw that
cutscene in search of the grandfather, or whatever he's become. As you go to shut down the last coil, you are stopped by Louis Sois, who questions if you truly understand what Bahamut is. He was never some vile monster or world-devastating primal. He was a real dragon and friend to the Mericidians, but he had died. And as the Allagans ravaged Mericidia, the Mericidians' prayers summoned his return as a primal. The Bahamut you know, the captured primal of the Allagans, was that which was summoned to protect his people. The true villains were
That's
the
still
Allagans,
so crazy.
and always
He's
have
massive.
been. And if you want more on that, please see the previous videos. However, all of that was in the past, and none of that matters to you, as the threat of Bahamut's return and the siphoning of the land's ether would kill many, many more, despite Louis Sois' beliefs. The twins, unwilling to give up their attempts to shut down the system, are challenged by their grandfather, who himself turns into a primal, the Phoenix. And just like with Nael, defeating him frees what's left of the man from Bahamut's control. As his ether dissipates, he finds peace knowing it was his own grandchildren who saved him. Alice pleads for answers, and he explains that at the Battle of Cartano, the 12 did answer the prayers of the people.
Honestly, the cutscene is gorgeous. It's, oh my gosh, it's amazing.
As destruction rained down on Eorzea, their prayers combined with Louisoix, empowering him to become a primal himself. The Phoenix, a symbol of rebirth and a second chance for the world. He had, in fact, succeeded in destroying Bahamut, and with his victory, believed he could rest, releasing his aether back into the ethereal sea. But the dragon defiantly, in its last moments, swallowed up Louisoix's aether and took control of him as one of his thralls, similar to Nail. Oh, and the whole memory loss thing everyone suffered from? That was his doing as well. Worried the people of Eorzea would summon the Phoenix again and again if they knew it existed and had defeated Bahamut. But safe in the knowledge that his grandchildren will carry on his legacy, he tells them how proud he is of them and that now they must find their own way. Heeding his words, the twins combined the grimoires their grandfather gave them, shutting down the Allaga machine and destroying the remnants of Bahamut once and for all. In the aftermath, the twins part ways once again, Alice believing she must honor.
Sorry. No, I did that. I'm the one who beat Bahamut, not them. They helped. I did that. I did that, and I can say that because I did that literally like 30 minutes ago, or like 40 minutes ago. So that they helped. They were a big help, but most of that was me.
Honor her
Thank you.
grandfather's wishes.
Thank you for coming
and
to my TED Talk.
forge a path for herself. Meanwhile, you, Ariane and Alphino,
I'll get
return
off
to the
my
Scions.
podium.
Back at the
At
Waking
least for now.
Sands, the Scions discuss moving their headquarters to Revenant's Toll in Mordona, with some aid from
Claire
recent
didn't see my
ally and
MMO
all-around
unheard of.
good boy,
It's-
Orsophon.
I know, right? Like,
Not only would it serve as a more
Ugh.
central location, but it would also show the world that the Scions aren't beholden to any one nation. The issue being, the Waking Sands resides in the territory of Ul'dah, and while Ul'dah is great and all, and we love our Sultana, the various trading syndicates led by the
Oh.
likes of Lolorito and Taleji Adeleji, who we'll get into later, would definitely try to use the Scions for their own ends. As you
yeah.
begin to spend more and more time at Revenant's Toll, you're approached by a strange man who tells you that a nearby dig site run by the Sons of St. Cornic, a group of Sharlayan scholars devoted to the research of Allagans, needs your help. Not really sure what to make of the man, but always willing to
Okay,
help
now
when
we're into
needed,
Crystal
you
Tower.
venture into the Mordona Crystal Wastes. Arriving at the dig site, you're greeted by one of Louisoix's old students and Archon, Rambros. He tells you of their plan to investigate the newly unearthed crystal, and good news, another
Hey,
friend of yours,
Rambros.
Sid, wants to be involved in the archaeological expedition as well. The tower, potentially a lost relic of the Allagans, may contain vast amounts of wisdom and ancient knowledge that not investigating would be a failure on the part of any good scholar, and he had already
I
sent his more
guess.
adventurous partner to explore further, except he hasn't reported back. Now, based on everything you've seen so far, and if you've watched my History of Hydaelyn video, you know the Allagans near the end of their reign were definitely up to no good. So it should be no surprise to you that waiting for them inside the tower is nothing but trouble. And despite several powerful barriers blocking your way, which probably is an indication you don't want to proceed, you recruit the help of Biggs and Wedge to craft crystals that can negate and destroy the force fields that stand in your way. Before you enter, however, Rambro's fellow scholar, Grahatia, returns.
Hey,
Excited about exploring
Grahatia.
the ruins, it's pretty clear he's searching for something more than just ancient relics. But first, beneath the towering structure is a large labyrinth blocking the way, forcing not only you to navigate its corridors,
These
but
were
also
so much
the
fun to
inhabitants
do.
dwelling within. Immortal creatures of both Allagan make and the Void, their dark allies from another dimension who fought in the war against Maricidia. But upon reaching the doors of the Crystal Tower, they appeared to be sealed shut, locked with no real means of opening them. The group considers their options, but in the end returns to base camp. Meanwhile, the mysterious man who set you on this course watches your progress in the distance. Pulling off his visor, it's revealed that he is none other than Sid's old rival and imperial nuisance, Nero. Back at base camp, two strangers approach the group, offering their aid
I
in
still
exploring
don't
the
trust
tower,
him.
introducing themselves as Doga and Une.
We'll see if
They
this video
certainly stand
convinces
out
me
in that
otherwise.
Their clothes seem very out of place and their names almost antiquated. Most intriguing of all are their red eyes, similar to the one red eye that Grahatia has. They reveal that it's a genetic trait of the Allagans. And it's this very fact that originally brought Graha here, as both his father and grandfather had the one red eye as well. So of course, Grahatia wants to continue exploring, and your new strange companions are only too happy to help him do so. As they open the door to the tower, you're stopped by Nero before you can enter. Sid, shocked by this reveal, is warned by his rival that the only people that can open that gate are those possessing royal Allagan blood, which means that Une and Doga are not descendants like Graha is, but actual Allagans, clones created by Emperor Zonde and gifted immortal life to serve him. The two admit the truth. They were created by Emperor Zonde's sorcerer, Amon, but had slumbered for untold centuries in the tower before it was uncovered by the fall of Dalamud. They recall the history of the Empire and its collapse to the group, very similar to how I did in the History of Hydaelyn video, wink wink. We learn of Zonde's fall into madness and his attempts to ally with the forces of the Void, and more importantly, that the creatures you battled in the depths of the labyrinth weren't all that had woken up. Waiting for you within the tower were the most loyal of all of Zonde's minions who had been cloned over and over. And at the top, the clone of the Mad Emperor himself, all waiting for this chance to remake contact with the Void and unleash it upon the world once again. Intrigued by the prospect, Nero suggests putting aside past disagreements and working together. His true plan, to steal whatever power is waiting for him at the top of the tower.
Ha!
Reluctantly,
I knew not
Sid
to
agrees,
trust him.
and you begin to climb the stone and crystal steps of the tower. At the pinnacle, you meet the maddened husk of Zonde's clone. He warns you that he's begun the process of reaching out to his old allies in the Void, and there's nothing you can do to stop him. So of course you do. But the process has already begun. The gateway to the Void is already opened. Attempting to sever the connection, Doga and Une act quickly to seal the rift. But the voice of Zonde's secret ally, the cloud of darkness, booms with threats upon the world, followed by several evil copies of Doga and Une appearing. As they attack, our Doga and Une are pulled into the Void. Thankfully, with the help of Sid and Nero, you fight them off, but Nero is dragged into the gate as well. Deciding to venture beyond the rift and
Mind you, he's only dragged in because he was like, oh no, my like people, the like people I want to keep to myself and study for power and such. Like that's the only reason why he was dragged into the portal, right? Otherwise, he wouldn't have run after them to like get them and stuff like that. So that's wholly on him for running in there and almost getting his ass like killed.
save your friends and Nero, Graha bids you allow him to join you, Although it's dangerous and you may not return, he, like you, craves adventure. And in his estimation, nothing would be better than going on an adventure with you, the Warrior of Light.
Aww.
Stepping through the Void Gate for the first time into the world of the Void Scent, you battle your way through horrors untold, defeating the Cloud of Darkness and
This
saving
raid was
your friends.
so cool.
However, in this domain, creatures of the Void can't be so easily killed, and the Cloud begins to reform. Rushing to your escape at the portal held open by Cid and the Sons of St. Koinik, you discover that because of the Allegan Pact with the Void, Une and Doga remain unharmed, but Nero is slowly being corrupted by darkness. As the Cloud of Darkness closes in on you, Une and Doga elect to stay behind, intent on undoing the Allegan Pact with the Void and stopping the Cloud of Darkness once and for all. Imparting their gifts and knowledge to
Good
Graha
guys.
to ensure the
They're
legacy
good
of
guys.
Alec lives on, they grant him the power to safeguard the Crystal Tower, and perhaps one day it can return to its original purpose. At the exit, Nero collapses, unable to carry on. Despite his insistence that he just needs a minute to rest, he ponders his fate and foolishness as the others jump through the gate, readying himself to be fully taken by the Void. But to his surprise, Une and Doga succeed in dispersing the Cloud of Darkness, freeing him from the Void's corruption. As the gate begins to close, Nero makes one last desperate leap to his freedom, and just when it appears he's failed, he's grabbed by his old rival Cid. The two share a moment before Nero ruins it. Like always, thrilled to have survived and pondering what to do next, your friends return to the base camp while the scholars continue to explore the tower. But soon after, you're told by one of the researchers that Grahatia is forcing all of the Sons of St. Koinik out and intends on sealing the tower. You learn that now empowered by Allegan blood, Graha has discovered the truth of his lineage. The last Allegan princess, unwilling to bend to Zonde's rule, entrusted her bloodline to a servant, a Makote, ancestor of Graha, in the hopes that one day the Crystal Tower could be used again. Not for destructive purposes, but, as Doga and Une wished, a symbol of hope. Seeking to fulfill the wishes of his forefathers, he would seal the doors, and much like the Allegans who inhabited it before, sleep within the tower until the time mankind was ready for its knowledge and secrets. Ready to make the world a better place. To make sure no one would come back in search of those secrets before the world was ready, he would seal himself inside, to rest and wait, knowing for certain it would be his friend, the Warrior of Light, that would lead the peoples of the world to that future. He promised you would see him again. And with that, the doors sealed. Sometime later, at the entrance of the Crystal Tower, Nero looks on, contemplating his past mistakes and a life now owed to Cid. Hellbent on starting over, he tosses his Magitech ether tracker into the depths below, walking off to another crazy adventure. As he leaves, we hear the subtle noise of his machine in the chasm below, beeping out what many sleuths on the internet believe is Morse code, saying, "It's all wrong." Which means something, but that's for a future video. Back in Mordona, while the Scions continue their relocation, you receive a quest by Gridania to investigate rumors that Moogles in the forest are trying to summon a primal? As you investigate, you discover that this primal is fundamentally different from those you've battled before. Unlike the deities of the Ixal or the other beastmen, whose belief and religious fervor brought their gods to life, the Moogles have taken to summoning a legendary hero from the past, the once real living king Mogglmog, who long ago was said to have brought the Moogles to the woods and saved them from a war in the heavens. Interestingly enough, this is very similar to the summoning of Bahamut by the Mercidians. Bahamut, much like Mogglmog, was a real living being at one time, but through hope and prayer, was brought back to life in primal form. A troubling turn of events with implications that are not quite clear. Apparently, powerful enough belief in someone or something, even in the will of creatures as unassuming as Moogles, can manifest primals into the world. And as we learned with the Phoenix, the means by which a primal emerges may take many forms as well. And even more questions arise as we defeat the Moogles' plan, and it's revealed that the Ascians are once again involved, having taught them how to summon, signaling that their plans involving the primals are far from over. Speaking of Ascians,
to this day, the Good King Moogle, my favorite boss fight. I love the music. And I also love the Moogles. I think they're so cute. I think it's awesome.
When you return to the
We will
Waking
see if
Sands
that
to help
changes
the
down
Sands
the
depart,
line.
Minfilia comes under attack. Finding her unconscious in her study, the Echo allows you to peer into the
You should
moments
unlock
before
the
you
extreme
arrived.
version, then.
While alone, she was approached by
I
a strange
should.
new Ascian in white, who calls himself the Emissary. Matters become more complicated when Tataru enters the room, but apparently can't see him. He tells her it's the Echo that allows this conversation to take place, and if Minfilia only knew
I
how
left
to
a
properly
chocolate bar
use it
in
and
here
what it actually
for
was,
the day,
she
and
may
it's
find
like
that they aren't
all
enemies after all.
melted
As
now.
he turns to leave on a cryptic note, she tries to
Oof.
stop him, but he pushes her away onto the floor where she was
I'll put
found.
it in the fridge
Tasked
tonight.
with hunting down this man in white, you find and confront
Dang
him,
it, that was my
discovering
last
his
snack.
surprisingly calm demeanor compared to his dark-robed ally, La Habrea. He even remarks that perhaps his friend was too rash in his plan to use both you and the Empire, and while not what he would have done, it did discover the true extent of your powers. He warns you, though, that Hydaelyn's control is waning and change is coming. Before he vanishes, he introduces himself as Elidibus, and he'll be keeping an eye on
Elidibus.
you. And change the world does! Far away, deep in the heart of the Garlean Empire, the elderly Emperor Solus Zoscalvis dies. In the turmoil that follows, his grandson Varys takes the throne. But the political intrigue of the Empire will have to wait, as we've got our own to deal with back in Ul'dah. Word reaches you that a major mining company has seen several of its shipments stolen, only for it to be discovered that much of what was stolen were crystals.
This is the
same
quest line where
crystals which have
Nanamo
been used in the past by
cries,
beastmen to summon primals.
and it broke
Working
my
with the
heart.
Syndicate's mercenary force, the Brass Blades, you discover that no local beastmen appear to be involved at all. So where were the crystals taken? As your search continues, you receive word from Urianger, who remained behind to wrap up stuff at the Waking Sands, that a strange boat from the faraway land of Doma has arrived in search of aid from the Scions. They're refugees from the fighting overseas, led by a masked woman named Yugiri. She informs you that the death of the Emperor has caused many in Doma to wonder if now isn't the best time to throw off the Imperial yoke and retake their freedom. Made responsible for this group of refugees by her lord, she begs they be allowed to seek refuge in Ul'dah. Eager to always jump to the aid of the helpless, Alphino agrees to petition their cause before Nanamo and her council. Despite your best efforts and the support of Nanamo and Syndicate member Teleji Adeleji, Teleji's rival, Lolorito, filibusters the meeting, denying them asylum due to the already ongoing
Get him
troubles
out of
and
here.
riots
I
by
don't want to
poor and
see him.
displaced
I
Alamican
don't want to see
refugees.
those guys.
Thankfully for our
They-
Doman friends,
oh,
the Scions offer them
too
all
soon.
work at Revenant's Toll, to which Yugiri happily agrees and offers her services. But
Way too
before you can
soon.
rest, you're quickly dispatched to Limsa Lominsa, where your Stola has discovered exactly what happened to all those missing crystals. Pirates, allied with the Sahagin, this fish-like beast tribe, have been collecting them to aid in the summoning of their mighty deity, Leviathan. If the devastation caused by the last summoning is any indication, this time it must not be allowed to happen. Joined by Yugiri, the Scions infiltrate the Sahagin spawning grounds where the summoning ritual is underway. Flanked by Admiral Merlweb and her Maelstrom forces, they attempt to stop the spell, but
Merlweb.
watch in horror
Okay, that's
as the
how you
slain
pronounce
leader
it.
of the Sahagin transfers his soul to another body, just as the Ascians can do. Not only did they fail to stop the summoning, but now the Ascians are teaching beastmen additional dark arts? Overwhelmed, you soon find yourself not only dealing with Leviathan, but also Rama, who's begun to show signs of aggression in the force of Gridania. As the Scions focus on the seemingly never-ending threat of primals, the balance of power in Ul'dah becomes shaky, as Lolorito and Teleji vie for power within the city. Combined with starving refugees in the city walls and turmoil within, they both attempt to seize the upper hand any way they can get. Nanamo, sending her right-hand man and General Raubon to deal with the issues, determines much of the rioting is being orchestrated by Teleji, who in secret is trying to use the moment to secure the barren wasteland of the Cartano Flats. It turns out that while the territory is a complete mess, all of the ancient Allegan technology is still incredibly valuable. And rumors swirl of an even more powerful artifact deep under the soil, stronger than even the Ultima weapon, the Omega weapon. Thankfully, this plan is foiled by a clever scheme of her own, as Nanamo convinces the other city-states to agree that Cartano would be a lovely place to do training exercises and war games, thus preventing Teleji from gaining sole access to any secrets buried beneath. Side note,
Thus
this
being
is the
PvP.
explanation for large-scale PvP in-game. Sadly, due to all the cloak and dagger shenanigans, there remained no real evidence to hold or prosecute Teleji,
No,
who now
no
harbors a significant grudge against the
Oh.
Sultana and Raubon. Disturbed by these developments in your absence and
Fantasia to
realizing
potato when?
you can't possibly be
Sorry?
everywhere all at once to put down
Fantasia to
every
potato
evil
when?
scheme,
Never.
Alphino takes it upon himself to establish an
But
Eorzean-wide
Nanamo
grand company
makes
called the
me so
Crystal
sad.
Braves, a group comprised of mercenaries, adventurers, and refugees who would stand at the vanguard for united Eorzea, allowing local governments to focus on maintaining order, giving the Scions time to pursue the mystery of the Ascians, and giving all those who need it a job. And immediately this project bears fruit, as murmurs of a Garlean spy within General Raubon's elite force begin to surface. In hunting down this spy, the relationship between the Crystal Braves and the City Guard is made even tighter as Raubon discovers his old friend and ally from the Alamegan Resistance days,
No.
Captain Ilberd, now serves with the Braves
No.
too. As news spreads of the Crystal Braves
No.
and their mission, word reaches Alphino that after
I'm gonna get
many
emotional
years of
trauma all
isolationist
over again
policies,
with this
the
video, aren't
theocracy of
I?
Ishgard is interested in opening talks with its neighbors to the south. Thanks to the help of your old friend Orshafant, Sir Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Ishgardian Knights, agrees to meet, so long as the Warrior of Light is present. At the meeting, Alphino beseeches him to rejoin the Alliance and unite Eorzea, but Emmerich tells him it's much easier said than done. The dragon threat that wages war on Ishgard for the last 1,000 years has not ceased and only continues to grow. In fact, the real purpose of this meeting was never about rejoining the Alliance, as there's no way to change Ishgard policy that quickly. The real purpose of the visit was to inform you that the Holy Houses of Ishgard have taken issue with resources being diverted to the Scions. But if you were to do him a small favor, he would ensure the supply lines stay open. Emmerich warns that the Ishgardian astrologians have read the stars and worry that the portents of Midgarsomer's return threaten the peace. Alphino balks at the idea of the dead dragon's revival, his corpse still atop the wreckage of the Garlean ship the dragon destroyed along with himself in the Battle of Silvertear Lake. Emmerich, acknowledging that, asks that you simply watch over Midgarsomer, just in case. And in return, the flow of supplies to the Scions will remain open. Alphino accuses him of using the Scions to watch Ishgard's southern front, which he does not deny, his nation having everything to gain from a well-fortified Revenant's toll on their southern border. But he insists that while the nobles of Ishgard are reluctant to trust strangers, this will be an excellent first step to changing minds in the capital. Although failing to achieve his goal of a unified Eorzea, Alphino takes some comfort in Ishgardians being open to working with them in the future. But that joyous moment is short-lived, as the very supply lines now secured by Emmerich stand not so secure after all, as a group of Ishgardian heretics, somehow allied with the dragons, ransack the caravan on its way to Mordona. A survivor of the attack mentions the men who stole the shipments are also behind a series of crystal thefts as well, all in some half-crazed effort to summon their patron, Saint Shiva. These heretics claiming to be led by a woman known only as Lady Iceheart. Together, the Scions and Crystal Braves spring
This
into
was
action,
also a really
hunting
cool
down
section.
Iceheart deep in the snowy valleys
This was
of
also
Perthus
lots of fun
on
to do.
Ishgard's southern border. Set upon by her minions, you quickly dispatch them, only for her to approach you alone, offering up her given name, Ysael, but saying she earned the name Iceheart. She warns you to stay out of her business, telling you that what she does for the greater good, and quickly makes her escape, teleporting away and blocking your ability to follow. As you return to plan your next moves and question her motives, word of the Garlean spy network's dismantling within Ul'dah reaches the Scions. Ilberd and the Crystal Braves, along with Yugiri, have tracked down their leader, who, it turns out, is Raubon's second in command. Capturing her, the entire alliance is thrown into disarray. How could one of the leaders of a grand company be a spy? While this discovery shakes the alliance to its core, you return to the Scions to discuss the question of Shiva and to check in on their progress with better understanding the Ascians and their schemes. Thankfully, at the request of Urianger, another ally of the Scions and fellow Archon, Moonbrita, has brought her knowledge of Aetherite technology all the way from Sharlayan. It's here for the first time we finally get some much-needed backstory on Urianger, who we learn was good friends and perhaps more with Moonbrita years ago. Whatever the case, it's clear she has feelings
This part
for him,
was
and
really
he
cute.
has no idea how to deal with it. The two, polar opposites in disposition, seem an odd couple, but all the Scions seem very into the idea of giving the man all sorts of grief. And although he tries to play it off, she quickly calls him out on the fact that he basically begged her for help and wanted to see her again. Turning back to business, Moonbrita inquires about Iceheart's escape and offers a potential way to track her. Remember when we were talking about crystals? I know, it feels like forever ago. Well, it just so happens to be one of Moon's specialties. She notes that the crystals we use for teleportation serve as beacons, lighthouses for us to find our way in the ethereal sea when we teleport. It's kinda like Star Trek, except in Final Fantasy XIV, when you use your crystal to teleport, you turn into your base ether and zip along the ethereal sea to your destination, reforming on the other side. In theory, if Iceheart teleported away, even if they destroyed the crystal that she traveled to so you couldn't follow, you should still be able to find and ride the current she took wherever the crystal was. It won't remain long, but if you hurry, you can find her. To aid you, Moon brought her latest work, a white auracite crystal, designed to hold and contain ether, although temporarily. A good real-world test of its capabilities would be to use it in tracking Iceheart, since sending you through the ethereal currents to her secret location will require the combined magical ether of your friends, which could be funneled into the crystal. Taking a chance, you teleport to Iceheart's lair, a frozen amphitheater in the mountains. She chastises you for your pursuit and being as blind to what's happening as those in Ishgard. She claims you are a pawn in something far greater, but alas, has no time for you. Encasing herself in ice, you discover that she, much like Alphinaud's grandfather,
She went Elsa mode.
has the ability to transform into a primal, all on her own, while somehow still retaining her will. The primal attacks. Thankfully, you're a primal killing machine and defeat her, returning the woman to her mortal form. Before she flees, she asks you to seek out the Keeper of the Lake and warns you not to squander Mother's gift. As she escapes into a portal, she recites the same words you've heard Hydaelyn speak to you time and time again. Hear, feel, think. Left alone to consider her words, a never-seen-before Ascian watches you in the distance, remarking that La Habrea will be pleased, even though he appears
this
not to
guy.
be. Back in Revenant's Toll, the Scions meet and discuss this new turn of events. Is there something special about Iceheart, or can all who summon a primal become one? What about how she maintained her own will? Although they lack answers, Urianger is sure she was groomed for this role, as few stand to benefit from the summoning of primals. It's most likely, once again, Ascians. The Scions decide to re-examine their previous encounters with the primals to glean any new information they can. Minfilia inquires about Iceheart's final words to you. Perhaps Hydaelyn speaks to her as well? If Iceheart has the Echo, much like you, she has a significant advantage others do not. In fact, maybe it was a vision granted to her by the Echo that set her on this path. Minfilia questioning that perhaps her unwavering conviction to fight the Ishgardians comes from knowledge of the origins of the war between dragons and men. Urianger suggests you follow Iceheart's wishes and visit the remains of Maegor Somer, the Keeper of the Lake, who the Ishgardians fear may in fact become a threat once again. Meanwhile, in Ul'dah, the machinations of Telegi's revenge against the Sultana take root. Talking to an unknown figure through his earpiece, he bids them direct the brass blades to watch over Raubon and his troops. He then orders his attendant to keep his syndicate rival, Lolorito, occupied. He will handle the Sultana himself. In Revenant's Toll, Moonbrita explains her plan, having learned the White Auracite's capabilities in the attempt to guide you to Iceheart. While the crystal is unstable and only able to hold ether for a short while, it should, in theory, be capable of containing an Ascian, and with a strong enough burst of ether into it, dissipate their soul permanently. The problem with all of that being, how do you create enough of an ethereal burst to kill a trapped Ascian? But before you can depart to ponder these questions, Minfilia fills you in on a strange happening across the seas. According to her contact Kryl, the Sharlayan motherland received word of problems at the Isle of Val, an island research facility. It vanished. The entire thing, gone. Moonbrita and Urianger chime in that it's not the only weird occurrence. At the same time, scholars investigating similar phenomenon to those on the Isle vanished around the world as well. Every last one of them researching the theory of dimensional compression, or as the ancient text calls it, the rejoining. Surely the Ascians are behind this, but why and how? And does this have anything to do with the god they worship, this Zodiarch? Back in Ul'dah, we learned that the Garlean spy was not put there recently, but has in fact been there ever since the reformation of the Grand Companies to fight the Empire, by none other than the now Emperor of Garlemald, Varys. To make matters more interesting, or confusing, she wasn't just spying for Garlemald. She also sold secrets to the Ul'dah monetarists and syndicates who opposed Nanamo's power, and also to the heretics fighting Ishgard. For some reason, this information doesn't sit well with you. You can't help but feel some unease, as the inconsistencies in the story of how all this information was obtained nag at you. In fact, the more the Crystal Braves operate outside the law, the more you feel something isn't right. In her chambers, Nanamo meets with her fellow city-state leaders and reveals that things are not looking that well in Ul'dah. As the refugees from Alamigo continue to lack basic needs and Teleji makes his power plays, her control over the nation seems tenuous at best. Merle Webb questions why she simply just can't arrest the man, but Nanamo fears his arrest will cause revolts among the merchant class. She decides that there must be another way forward. Little does she know that in the shadows, Teleji has been behind much of the revolts and has been using the poor and needy to spread unrest. In Mordona, Emmerich's second-in-command, Lucia, arrives to inform you that the astrologians of Ishgard continue to see signs of impending attack, similar to those that occurred when Midgar Somer called his dragon brood to fight at the Battle of Silvertear Lake. Making good on your promise to both Emmerich and Iceheart, you investigate the ruins of the Garlean warship Agrius, and the remains of the Father of Dragons, Midgar Somer. At the top of the mountainous structure, you come face to face with the fallen corpse of the dragon, and his ever-watchful spirit. Ishgard was right. The dragons do still pose a threat, but it was not Midgar Somer who spurred the dragons to action, but his son, Nidhogg. Ishgard would fall, and there was nothing you could do to stop it. As he attempts to kill you for disturbing his rest, Hydaelyn protects you once more. Taken aback by this revelation, Midgar Somer somehow strips you of your crystal protection, revealing that he too made a pact with Hydaelyn in the time before time. Finding himself interested in her new champion, the ethereal spirit of Midgar Somer coalesces into the small form of a baby dragon. He will join your quest
He
and
is
weigh
really
your
cute.
worth in the challenging days to come. You report to Lucia the news of an impending dragon attack, but she tells you not to fret. The Ishgardians have weathered attacks like this before and takes her leave. Back at the Scions, Moonbrita and Urianger report their findings on how to deal with the Ascians using the White Auracite. Yes, a burst of aether, a blade of light if you will, could kill a trapped Ascian, but without knowing the ethereal density of their foe, there's no knowing if it'd actually work. To make matters worse, being intangible matter, ether is given to dispersion. Only in its crystallized state is it a stable form of energy. And that is their solution. There are stable sources of ether all over the land in the form of crystals. If they can tap into their power anywhere in Eorzea, they may stand a chance of defeating the Ascians. Thankfully, Moonbrita has created a siphon for this very purpose. Together with Moon, you venture off to test her theory and make sure the process will work. Taking the time to get to know each other, she mentions that much of the direction of her life and even her reason for being in Eorzea is because of Urianger. They may be drastic opposites, but she can't help but enjoy his company. As the two of you talk, another joins the conversation. The Ascian who witnessed you defeat Iceheart, Nabrialis. While Laha Brea messed with the Empire and taught the Beastmen how to summon, it was he who explored how men might turn into gods, and hints that it was he who helped Iceheart gain her summoning power. However, you always seem to be in his way, undoing all of his hard work. Although he senses something is different about you now, you no longer have Hydaelyn's protection, a fact that put you on even footing with the Ascians. Realizing this is his chance to take the shards of Louisoix's staff displayed in the Science headquarters and use it to rise above all the other Ascians. As he teleports away, fearing the worst, you and Moonbrita race back to Revenant's Toll. Confronting Nabrialis as he attempts to take the staff from Minfilia, it, much like Moon's Siphon, has the ability to draw ether. It's how Louisoix summoned the 12 during the Calamity. With it, he will usher in the rejoining. Minfilia questions if it was he who was behind the disappearance of the Isle of Vol and the missing scholars around the world. Moon throws herself at the Ascian to protect her friends, but with a shadowy blast, she is knocked back and wounded. Unwilling to part with the staff, Nabrialis threatens that he should just kill Minfilia, but Elidibus wouldn't be too happy with him. So, he just teleports her away into the shadows, staff and all. Following them into the rift, you discover a seat of a dark tribunal. 14 seats in total. And in the middle, dangling above, Minfilia. Freeing her from Nabrialis' clutches, you return to Moonbrita, but Nabrialis follows, unable to truly be defeated. He promises he'll return again and again, and you'll never truly be safe from him now that you've lost the crystal's protection. Acting quickly, Moon slides the white ore sight to Minfilia, who absorbs the Ascian as he tries to teleport away, trapping him in the crystal. Using Louisoix's staff, you summon forth Ether and create a powerful beam of light. But it still isn't enough. Moon, realizing the sacrifice Louisoix made to make his spell work that defeated Bahamut,
And why is like the
herself
ending story of
and her
A Realm Reborn
to
all
kill
just
Nabrialis.
emotional trauma
As the
after
Scions
emotional
gather to honor their
trauma?
fallen friend, Urianger hit hardest of all. Word arrives
Like
from
Nanamo
Alphinaud
cries,
that the attack on Ishgard
then
with the dragon
Moonbrita
forces has commenced.
dies,
Iceheart, using her
then
magics,
that rhymed.
poured down the
Nanamo
warding
dies.
spells protecting the city, allowing the dragons to begin their assault.
like, and then
Requesting your
Tataru
aid,
is all
Emmerich
sad.
introduces you to his friend and Azure Dragoon, Estinian, who will lead the defense of the city. Sadly, his requests for aid will not be met by the Eorzean Alliance, as Ishgard gave them none when they battled the Empire. And so, it falls to the Scions and Crystal Braves to throw themselves into the fray. Defeating the monstrous horde sent to take the city, Estinian vows to hunt down their leader Nidhogg, who had yet to show himself. In the aftermath, although they did not send support, both the Eorzean Alliance and now Ishgard recognize the
I think you're
benefit of a
getting
potential
close to where
alliance,
you have
and
to end.
a great
I am.
feast is held. The gates to the city of the north
This
will be
is the
reopened
last
with
part.
the hopes of better days to come.
This went by pretty
Alphinaud
fast.
watches as all the leaders of the
That's what happens
city-states
when it's a
take the
good
credit
video.
for the Crystal Braves' work,
Right?
but is called
Mhm.
away by his men. As they gather, the Crystal Braves draw their swords on the board.
Oh!
As the Scions join the party, you're called to a private meeting with the Sultana. Nanamo tells you of her troubles and that the only way forward to make everyone happy and save Ul'dah is to dissolve the Sultanate and create a republic, where the common man can have the same political power as the ruling class. She knows it'll tear at the very foundations of the city and asks that you help Raubon through this tough time. You are the
I
one person she can trust to
hate
ensure the
this.
success of her plan. As the two of you toast to the future of Ul'dah, Nanamo's body stiffens and her face
I get
contorts,
why they did
the
this.
chalice dropping from her hands and the Sultana
I hate
soon
it.
falling to the floor.
I hate it so
The doors to her
much.
room burst open, and in
Ooh.
almost too perfect timing, Teleji Adeleji enters with his brass blades to discover you and the body.
I just realized he smirks before he's surprised. Same with all of them. They're all smirking. And then they are all
enters with his brass
surprised.
blades to discover you and the body. He orders his men to take you captive. Outside the party, on a balcony above the city, Thancred is distracted from his flirtations with a local girl by the noise of clashing swords and soldiers shouting below. Before he can investigate, brass blades surround him as well. At the banquet, Teleji arrives and accuses the Scions of plotting to kill the Sultana. The news of her death shocks her friend and loyal retainer Raubon, but he refuses to believe the Warrior of Light could possibly have murdered Nanamo. Teleji alleges the Scions planned all of it from the start, playing the city-states from the beginning and using them for their own ends. Raubon demands to see the
Oh, I
body, but his
hate
old
it.
friend Ilberd denies him.
Just want
Overwhelmed
to
with
beat
grief,
them up.
he falls to the floor. But Teleji's disgusting glee at the death of his friend
That face.
falls to the floor. But
That face is terrifying. That's the face of a person who just knows they won. He knows that he's won, so now he feels like he can be smug about it.
Teleji's disgusting
Like,
glee at the death of his
oh.
friend sends him into a rage, and he blames Teleji for being the one behind all of it. Lashing out with his blades, he cuts down the diminutive schemer To the shock of the crowd, Lolorito demands Raubon be removed for
The
killing a member
lighting
of the syndicate.
is
but the
also
general turns
crazy.
on
The
him
lighting
too,
is so
demanding to know
good.
if he was involved in the assassination as well. He lunges at Lolorito, but is stopped by Ilbert, who cuts off Raubon's arm. Watching his friend reel on the floor, Ilbert taunts him, a weak reflection of the once powerful Alamegan he knew. He always hated that Raubon had left the Alamegan resistance to serve in a life of luxury, and in a final twist of the knife, he reveals it wasn't just Teleji who killed the Sultana.
That's terrifying. Like, I said the other guy's face there. No, this. Oh! Oh! Oh, that's the face I'm gonna see in my
He was
nightmares.
on it too. The Brass Blades and Crystal Braves have been conspiring this whole time together under the patronage of the Syndicate. Enraged, Raubon continues to fight, freeing you and demanding the Scions flee and clear their names. He always believed in you, and he won't stop now. In the corridors of the palace, you stumble upon Thancred, who informs you the city is under martial law, and the combined Blades and Braves now control the streets. As you plan your escape, more soldiers arrive, forcing Papalimo and Ida to stay behind, holding them off. Despite Minfilia's protests, Papalimo assures her it's the only way. Urged on by Thancred, the remaining Scions make for the secret tunnels under the palace, leaving their allies behind to make a final stand. Still pursued underground, it appears nothing will stop the soldiers from giving chase. Seeing no other choice and willing to do anything to protect Minfilia and the Warrior of Light, Thancred and Y'shtola offer to stay behind in order to bring the tunnels down around them.
Again, they
and
get rid of their
allow you
only
to
light
escape.
sources.
In a flash of light, the way is secure. However, as you make your way to the exit, Hydaelyn calls to Minfilia, beckoning her back into the chaos of the city. The Mother Crystal says she must remain behind, and you cannot stay with her. Now alone, on the outskirts of Ul'dah, directionless and without purpose, you find Alphino, who managed to escape thanks to the help of Raubon's adopted son, Pippin. Grateful to still have some friends in this world, even if you are now a wanted fugitive in the once friendly Eorzea, you are taken to meet Cid. With the Enterprise at the ready, he ferries you and Alphino away to safety, as Pippin stays behind to work from within to find his father. Secreting you to the outskirts of Ishgard, Orshafont offers safe passage north to the city, where the forces of the Eorzean Alliance will not meddle. For all that you've done for him, it's a blessing that he can repay that debt now. To your relief, Yugiri and Tataru manage to flee as well, the Doman offering up her ninjas and spies to assist in the search with any remaining Scions. Sadly,
Yugiri
Alphino
is honestly
lingers in
so
despair due to
pretty.
the betrayal of his men and his failure to see any of it coming. He damns himself for assuming that he could be the one to unite Eorzea, which, I mean, come on. Who thought letting a 16-year-old run a paramilitary group was a good idea? Orshafont offers him advice and...
Wait, they're 16?
Uh-huh.
I thought they were like adults.
Nope.
Okay, so that's why he's so small. He's not done growing yet. Okay. That makes sense.
urges him to carry on, but it's the words of Tataru that finally break through. She
16,
tells him
17,
that
okay.
Minfilia would always say,
So then,
"As long as
definitely
we
not
stand
mead
fast
or
against
beer
despair,
or
the
ale.
beacon
That's
of hope
definitely hot
will
chocolate,
never
because
be
he's just a
lost to
child.
sight." Alphino realizes that with allies like you, his dream is far from dead, and even if he must start over, he's willing. As the Scions plot their course ahead, in Ul'dah, Lolorito has plans of his own. And in the deep dungeons of the city, Raubon stews, waiting for his chance at revenge. Meanwhile, in the darkness, Elidibus and La Habrea meet, acknowledging that despite their disagreements with Nabrialis's methods, his loss shows that he was right to worry about the progress of the Scions and the Warrior of Light. To that end, La Habrea will go north, to the frozen lands of Ishgard, a land of faith, primed for corruption. As he takes his leave, Elidibus stays behind to address a newcomer to the room, the familiar visage of Urianger. As you begin your trek north, Midgar Somer warns you that while you may think you're headed towards Sanctuary, you have no idea what you're getting into. You heed his words, but still take one frozen step after another into an unknown future.
Okay, so that's just like the opening scene here.
Oh yeah, don't watch the
Yeah,
rest
I'm
of it.
not. Okay, so I'm gonna end the video there. Okay, so oh, I wasn't talking about those two. I was talking about the other one. Uh FF14 was the red moon?
Oh, you want the 1.0 ending?
Yeah,
Pretty sure if you just type in FF14 1.0
ending?
end,
Oh,
it should
last
show up.
moments.
Last moments, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the final 11 minutes or whatever, the first video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
So,
not like you don't have to watch the whole thing to actually, you can just kind of watch like the last minute
yeah, the last little
to get the
bit.
gist of it. Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to go. I'm gonna pull this up here. So we are going to. Okay, that's the bit most it goes. Um, yeah, so we're gonna watch this just because this is like essentially the end and then the beginning of A Realm Reborn. Probably should have watched this first, but that's okay. Um,
Honestly, it's just 11 minutes of them standing still, so like you literally only have to
yeah.
watch the last minute. Yeah, around there. Because literally, this is right before they shut off the servers and played the cutscene.
Yeah. This is actually kind of cool. I've never actually seen 1.0.
It's a lot like FF11, and you would not like FF11.
No.
No, not even close.
Along with the whole moon thing, monsters would spawn inside this. Whoa. Really?
I didn't know. I don't know anything about it aside from this.
That's crazy. Okay, and then it shows this.
Yeah, that's their first seeing of A Realm Reborn that they would have
Yeah.
seen.
We've watched that a lot, so I'm just gonna skip over that. Okay, yeah. Cool. Okay. All right. That's very, very cool. Okay, so are you wanting to And players could use the /pray emote to fend off the monsters, which in reality was a GM casting powerful magic on them. Oh, cool! That's
I didn't know they
really
went that
cool.
far into it. I thought they just turned off the servers with the cutscene.
Hmm. Apparently not. They went really into it. That's really cool to hear. Let we can do probably about 30 minutes or so of like events and like dungeons and stuff. Then call it a
Oh,
night.
it's up to you.
I think that would be fun. Okay. I just have to fiddle with the setting so that
I'm just finishing off a dungeon, so.
yeah.
But we can do your daily, you can do your relays.
Well, I was wanting to
Also,
work
you
on the
gotta
event.
use your. A lot of the times, the relays are going to be the event because people
Oh,
are queuing for
okay.
them, but
Okay.
not guaranteed.
Okay. So we'll do 1 or 2 dungeons. Then
Make sure to use your Dreadworm coffers for your armor
yes.
and your weapon.
Yes, I will do that right now after I turn on my controller. Okay. Pretty sure. Oh, hello, cat. Oh. Yeah. So, do you want to party up again?
Hold on, I'm in a dungeon.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna go to New Gridania and take a look at the Moogle again to see exactly like kind of what I can get.
I'm out of the dungeon.
You are? Okay. I'm gonna talk to the itinerant Moogle. Okay, I have 7. I was wanting the blissful. I was wanting a lot of these.
Mm-hmm.
Already got him. I could get the Taoist Moogle right now. I could.
Yeah, it's only
I'm
one,
not
right?
going to though. I am wanting him, but I'm not going to get him right now. Okay, let's. Oh, she zooms. Okay, are you wanting?
I don't care what we do.
Well, a lot of these are higher level dungeons, so let's do a high level dungeon roulette. Do you have what you're wanting to be selected?
Yep, I'm good.
Okay, let's do that then. Hopefully we get matched for one that gives the little Moogle coin thingies. While I wait, I am going to repair my stuff. We might not be able to. It's late at night. People might not be playing.
You might not be able to do high level, but you could probably do regular leveling.
Most of them are like high levels though.
Well, high level is anything 50, 60, 70, 80, or 90.
Oh, okay. Then let's withdraw from this.
Or we're number 5. I don't know if you want to.
I'm number 8.
I don't know why I'm 5 and you're 8, but that's okay.
Well, we're still gonna withdraw.
Okay.
And let's do normal leveling. High level is usually the end game dungeons. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is better. Less than 5 minutes. We'll definitely be able to do one. Because I'm gonna end it around 11, I think. While I do this, let me I didn't want to do that. While I do that, let me open these weapon coffers. And let's see what they look like. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a dragon bow.
This one I don't like as much.
You should pull them out. Like, can't just see them on your back.
I guess. This one this one glows red.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of awesome. Whoa, it makes a noise too. I'm number 5. What number are you?
9. Well, we're in a party together, so it'll happen together.
Okay. Cool. Well,
Did you check your armor?
my armor. No, I did not.
Because you got armor. Imagine.
Yeah, I've already seen that set. Ooh.
You saying what, the Dreadworm?
Huh? See, I didn't really get any boots. Oh, I like this one. This one's really cool.
Bahamut one.
Yeah. I didn't get the boots for it. But the demon boots work. This actually looks really sick. Though it has less eye levels. That's okay
It's used for
though.
glamour.
Yeah. That is really, really cool though. I actually really like that. I want like dresses like that though. Oh, hello.
Jeez.
What?
Nothing. And if you want dresses like that, that's generally healer class.
I know. Tomestones you get from the raid chests can be used to craft the glam-only version of the gear. Cool! How did you do that?
What? Whippy and Tister can just stand still.
I am.
All you have
Ow!
to do is draw your weapon and stand still.
Ow! Yeah, when I do that, it's just this. I have to do /C pose.
No, just stand still.
I am! My hand's off the controller!
You're not gonna have the setting turned on.
What setting?
I'll tell you later.
Meanie.
It's under character configuration, control settings, character. Right about his idle animation.
It is on. It is turned on.
Then you shouldn't need to. It should just auto do it.
Oh well. Fat cat. Fat cat. What?
Nothing.
What are you laughing at, huh?
The fat cat running back and forth.
Do you like my Tora Judo?
Very cute.
I know, right? Look at how she just runs around. She's so cute. Where's your minion? You never have minions out. That makes me sad. They're being neglected. They're being kept in their Pokeballs. They aren't allowed to stretch their legs.
I don't like minions.
You are so lucky the Q just popped.
I just don't like having a thing following me. We did not get one of the Moogle things.
Yay.
I don't know what. Checked out my Twitch. What? A Twitch streamer.
What?
Two Twitch streamers in one stream in one dungeon.
What do you mean?
You're covering up the chat. Your thing. Read your chat. Read not your chat,
Oh!
not chat. Of the what's it called? Of the game. Charity VTuber for St. Jude's Children Cancer Research Hospital.
St. Jude's is a good cause.
On a journey through FF14 as a new player despite pre-ordering and buying the game 15 years ago.
Fun.
Cool. I wish him the best.
Yeah.
A good cause.
Mm-hmm. Is that our tank or?
No, the healer.
Uh. Well, this isn't one of the Moogle ones, but at least it's a decent dungeon and not a bad one.
I mean, you'll get EXP out of it.
Yeah. For Realm Reborn, funny enough, the only MSQ dungeons in the event are Castrum / Praetorium ones. Oh, interesting.
I don't think you have many of the Moogle ones unlocked, do you?
I don't think I do. That's something I'm gonna have to go through on a day off here and just unlock all of them. I won't run them all, but at least if I have them unlocked, then I'll be able to, like, play them, right?
Yeah. Because, I mean, you can spam gates at the gold saucer,
Yeah.
and then in between the gates, if you want, you can try to do a dungeon that's one of the Moogle ones. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Took me one day to do it, to get 100. And these old dungeons do not have OST, I just realized that.
No, they don't. I know they're all the same music. You use limit break.
Uh-huh.
You said the Conjurer is the streamer? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not? Cool. All right. Well, that's going to be all for tonight. I am very tired. We got to do a dungeon that wasn't a Bahamut raid, so that was pretty fun. Yeah. I will be back tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Possibly a bit earlier. Not quite sure yet. If I am earlier, it would probably be like 6:30 Mountain Standard Time. And we're going to be starting Heaven's Word.
Yay.
So that is very, very exciting. So definitely stop by tomorrow, because this is like Realm Reborn. I kind of knew what to expect because I've played it in the past, but Heaven's Word, I've done nothing of it. Like, I've seen bits and pieces of it because like you've played it and I've watched, but like I haven't seen a lot of it. So it's very, very exciting. I get to be a bunny girl dancer with my cat, my Tora Jiro, or Jiri, or whatever it is. Jiro. And yeah, so I will see you all tomorrow. I hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your night. And I will see you tomorrow for Heaven's Word. Oh my gosh. I can't say A Realm Reborn anymore. It's Heaven's Word. We're in Heaven's Word. That's so exciting. All right, I will see you guys then. Bye.